1 2 check 1 2 check 1 2 3. Hello, welcome or welcome back. I'm Michael D. Nicola, your most confounded illustrator friend. 1 2 check 1 2 check 1 2 3. Mute that. Hello. Welcome or welcome back. Just put this microphone so it's not bashing into my face. Excellent. I started the show by showing you one of the last sketches I made during stream, which is this working on this kind of Stranger Things piece, because this new season has been excellent. Happy Monday. Oh, I want to thank each and every one of my Twitch supporters, my Patreons, my YouTube subscribers, everybody in between. You guys are incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to anybody who's just in shouting distance right now. Yes, so I envision this particular piece as being something more manga-esque, is at least what I'm going to attempt to do, somewhat more stylistically. I'm going to keep it grayscale, mess with halftone, see if I can't make it work. All right. This is where we left off. This is as far as I got. All right. Let me make sure this isn't broken. And here, let me make sure my trusted Bluetooth device is working. Excellent. All right. Bluetooth device on, cameras on. Microphone not quite bashing my face. All right, here we go. La 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 la. Boy, the weekend goes by fast, doesn't it? I know it's the fucking like hackiest, clicheest thing to say, but it really fucking does. Oh, god damn it. I cursed. Oh, you know, I didn't curse. I didn't curse in the first minute. We did it, baby. We did it. No cussing within the first 5 minutes. We nailed it. All right. Hello, Abigail. How are you? God, it's hot. Alexa, what's the humidity?
Right now, the humidity is 59%.
Damn, Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 82 degrees Fahrenheit.
There it is.
Tonight, expect a low of 64 degrees.
64. Now that I can do. That I can work with. Oh, you know, Abby, just living life. Just doing my best, Abigail. I'm still getting the hang of this Bluetooth device I have. That's meant to help me with the various shortcuts. Abby, what were you doing before this? Abby, what time do you wake up? What's a reasonable time for an adult to wake up? Let me see if I could switch this. Working on making token? A token character? Like a diversity hire? Don't mind me, I'm just trying to shape this a little bit better. I think that works better. Yeah, that works better, at least. Okay. 7 a.m., but more times they're just going to bed 7 if it's not a work day. You still working at the bakery? Alright, so I liked the hand from this first piece, but I didn't like the way the heavy black was looking. So keep the hand. Abby, what's your favorite thing to make in the bakery? All right, let's see. Let's see which one I prefer. This one over here. No, definitely don't like that at all. It does feel way more organic. Cupcakes, because they're easy, they don't require a lot. Why? What do you have to do to make the cupcakes? And let me get rid of you. Okay. No, I definitely prefer that to be more asymmetrical rather than... What's up, small waving bear? What are your pronouns? I don't have a pronoun preference, so you can call me whatever you want. It's very polite of you to ask. So, okay, where were we? Yes. Moving that over there. Small waving bear, you've been here before, right? Your name looks familiar. Okay, now this is there's something to this. Alright, yeah, that looks weird. That looks weird, that looks freaky. Looks unsettling. Looks dangerous. Can work with this. Thin render solid in here. Up that. You know what? I haven't done speed lines in a while. I might have joined it for a few minutes in another stream. Are you? Do you like to draw? Also, are you a fellow? Are you a fellow art nerd? You know, I often with this channel. Elizabeth, 25 viewers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate that. Welcome. Welcome, new people. Welcome, old people. People who might be familiar with my content. I'm certain Elizabeth gave you a heads up as to what it is I do here. Hello. I draw things, sometimes pretty things, sometimes horrible things. Here's a mermaid with a monster. I draw pretty things, I draw horrible things, I draw everything in between. While drawing, sometimes I talk complete nonsense. Sometimes I focus on the art, and sometimes I talk about news and current events. And sometimes I ask you about your genitalia, because I'm gross like that. By the way, all genital related questions are completely voluntary to answer. Small Waving Bear says, yeah, I love to draw. I really love your art. Thank you. Thank you. What do you love to draw, Small Waving Bear? Who you calling old? What's up, Rip? This piece is fantastic. I just started Stranger Things last week. I'm in season 4 now. Wow, you really blew past the... Wow, you're already in season 4. You just started? 2, and that's on a good day? Half Korean. Hello, Shadow Strider. Unless you're not new here, then Mikey will make you answer. No, I don't make any... I don't... First off, you can't... This is the internet. You can't physically make anybody do anything. You literally just close your tab and I'm gone. It's like I never existed. I vanish. So welcome. Elizabeth, what did you get into on your stream? I saw you, it looked like you were playing a video game. I saw you were streaming earlier. It looked like you were balls deep inside of a video game. Not unless you got that 5G chip. Not yet. The RFID chips, not yet. One day. Liz, have you prayed today? I like drawing animals. I'm glad you asked. Well, that's nice. Animals, actually, speaking of drawing animals are actually one of my weakest areas. I have so rarely drawn animals. It definitely puts me at a disadvantage if anybody was like, hey, please, I'm going to commission you to please draw my favorite bear. Now, I don't know why anybody would do this, unless their bear was maybe Pooh Bear or Yogi Bear. Has Elizabeth converted to the teaching of Islam? Is that why you're asking if she's prayed? Elizabeth, have you prayed to Mecca today?
Oh?
So you are literally procreating. I've created art on Procreate. I can say thus far I've never procreated on stream.
I mean, technically procreating is a type of art, right?
I guess if you want to look at the metaphysical, I mean, listen, according to the Kama Sutra is artistic, right?
Yeah, there you go.
So sure, I guess there's some artisanry to it, if that's how you want to look at it. Although, if I'm watching adult content, it's not for the artisanry. I used to draw a lot of animals. Nowadays, it's more ears and tails for reasons. Ears and tails, how dare you? No, Mikey, praying is our word, or workaround for when we talk about smoking weed. I like how Abby, you retard, calls me a dipshit for not knowing your stupid words that you made up with your fucking private
Wow. Okay.
jokes.
Going in hard with
Yeah.
the words.
That's right. I gotta put Abby in her place so she knows better. No, I didn't know. Also, I didn't know Abby was a fucking stoner like that. I didn't know Abby was fucking Bob Marley, fucking Willie Nelson, fucking bomb rip
Oh.
Abigail.
Speaking
Wow,
of which,
fuck
hi,
you,
Matt.
Michael. Do you see how they talk to me in the stream, you guys? I get
We
no.
treat you like the animal you are, Cola.
I get no respect.
You get no respect.
I get no respect. I wish I had braid today. Kama Sutra. You really are an artist. I've never drawn the Kama Sutra. I've tried to draw sex before. I can do it, but it doesn't get my creative juices flowing for some reason. You would have assumed all the lewd content that I draw. I do draw lots of lewd content, or like here, I literally sketched this kind of dominatrix the other day. You would assume like
What's up, Abby?
you'd assume that I'd lean more towards adult style art. Like I think Mikey Mega Mega leans into that more not safe for work. I actually, oddly enough, I prefer like the low grade NSFW stuff. A little flash here, some boobies there, but like not like, I don't know. I try to draw like I referenced adult films for practice for anatomy, and then I brought it to a fully completed drawing, and it just like I said, I could do it, but like that like, oh man, I really want to draw this. That feeling that you get when you're drawing something that you're really into, it never came. Like it never. Maybe the drawing
Careful.
did. Maybe the drawing did, but I didn't. Not artistically, anyway. Yeah, I didn't feel that. I don't. It's like that. You can't even describe it. That artistic draw.
Satisfaction.
That like compulsion that you get to draw something that you're really into. It's never given me that. But alternatively, seeing like shots from like a lady's like OnlyFans, or like even like lewd Instagram posts, or like a weird tweet or something like that, it's been like, oh man, that really makes the creative proverbial creative juices start to flow. The creative squirt start to happen. When I see that kind of like more like sultry.
Do you reckon it's more the teasing aspect?
I think
pornography. Of
yeah, I think I like that it's more about the illusion of what's next versus the here's full penetration. Not that I like Rum. I think leans more towards that. Like she really likes to draw on that stuff, which is awesome. But yeah, no, I never felt compelled the same way. Can I see some of your art not involving humans? Let's see. Do I have any non-human art? I've got a snake in the background. Here. I just, I said this earlier. This Alphonse isn't necessarily a human when he's in the pseudo armor here.
Alphonse counts, right?
Depends on who you ask.
How dare you.
Okay.
If you ask a homunculus, he's not. If you ask Ed,
Yeah, there you go.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Well said. Actually, I was watching a video of the adult variety, and it was two lesbians, and one of them was wearing a strap on because, listen, who doesn't love that? And the girl that she was inside, actually, as she was having her way with her, and she was bent over doggy style, I saw on her back thigh was I think it was a tattoo of Alphonse's, like the seal that keeps him inside the metal. I think that was on the back of her leg.
I thought for a second you were gonna be like, I'm pretty sure I saw melanoma.
That was Alphonse. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
She should go get herself checked.
I have the homunculus tattoo on my back.
Which are there different ones, or just are they all the same?
I have the Ouroboros one, so the one of the snake eating its tail
Cool.
with the star in the middle.
You know, I actually saw another one. Is Envy's tattoo different?
That's the one that I have.
Yeah.
I think it's the same for all the Ouroboros, but I don't think it's the
Okay.
same for Alphonse.
Okay. Interesting. Going for the sutra end of drawing. Going for the sutra end of drawing has its snags because trying to draw it so both attractive to the eye and seems like they're actually in the action can be a difficult thing, speaking from experience. Well, I will say this. Drawing human beings intertwined in general, even if it's just they're intertwined in an embrace, is hard to do for me. Even though I could draw off the top of my head, I could draw people in most positions. I won't say all because I'm not fucking Kim Jong-ji, but I could convincingly, adequately draw people in most normal contortions. But the second you tell me to add, like, all right, now put another person on that person, like I have to like immediately go back to the drawing board and like sort it out. It's like, okay, this arm goes here, and how would they be bending this way, and how would their weight be distributed? It throws me off. That, and I still have a little bit of trouble drawing two people kissing mouth on mouth. Like, you know, when when the two mouths are really hugging, nerd. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Hugging.
Yeah.
Not kissing.
Yeah.
Hugging.
Yeah, just
Let me
picture
hug you with
two
my
mouths hugging each other.
You put your mouth next to my mouth, we're gonna hug.
Yeah, like two camels going at it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
What if my mouth put its bed next to your mouth bed in Minecraft?
When Bale kisses a woman, his mouth puts her mouth in a guillotine.
Oh God.
Correct.
Basically giving her CPR. Hold still, please. It'll go a lot easier.
Okay.
I don't know why they panic every time I kiss them.
Hugs, snuggles, kisses, and whatnot are already difficult. I don't even... Hey! Jules Sammy!
I love the subscribe punching.
Thank you for the subscription. I don't know what I did to deserve such a kind gesture.
Julie. God, I love you.
Elizabeth, that's one of yours? They belong to you? Property of you?
She actually, we grew up together. She rode my school bus.
Oh, whoa. You know what my school bus was? Well, my school bus was my parents' car. But then when I was in junior high school...
Privilege.
Yeah, right. When my parents were like, all right, no, you're of age. And by that, I mean, what age do you go to junior high school? What year, what grade is that? Sixth?
Will that be like 13, 14? Junior high is like 11 through 13 years old.
So that's like sixth?
Seventh, eighth?
Yeah. So when I was 11, my school bus became the MTA. I don't know if you guys knew this, but in New York City, private schools and like elementary schools will have school buses, but for the rest of us, you gotta take the fucking bus.
Sherlock.
You gotta take the fucking bus. They give you a bus pass.
So that's dangerous in my city.
Yeah, they give you a fucking bus pass, and they're like, all right, fucking get packing, kiddo.
Good luck. That's your first challenge of learning. Get there.
Yeah, no, it's like the New York City kids version of watching National Geographic, where the sea turtles have to make a run to the beach, and a lot of them don't make it.
Every day is an episode. Is like a version of the Warriors for the poor kids. We just got to get to the bus, guys.
I tell you, man, it fucking ate, dude.
Stick together.
The stuff that you don't even think about twice as a kid growing up in the city. Later on in your life, you're like, oh,
Yep.
this is, whoa. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I
hey,
used to go to really sketchy places and didn't even think about it.
yeah, no, I didn't even
I lived
like.
out in the middle of nowhere, so the school bus didn't even like go out to my house. My parents had to drive us like
Whoa.
at least a couple of miles to like get to the school bus.
Were the kids mean? Is a school bus like it is in the movies, like
Yes.
Forrest Gump style?
Really?
Seats taken.
Wait,
It was
is
for me. I don't know.
Do you think there's more bullying in smaller towns or big cities?
Oh, that's hard.
The bullying
I
in
would
big cities
assume-
exists, dude. I had my
Yeah,
glasses
yeah.
punched off my face.
Yeah, but
Small
it-
towns, I feel like might be a little. I mean, like it can get pretty bad, but I feel like it's probably not as bad.
See, I don't know. I feel like, because I went to a huge high school, my freshman class is 1,400 students, and like, I don't know. I feel like because there's so many people,
Yeah.
the bullying isn't as personal.
I will say this:
Like
the
in
bullying
the small
isn't
towns,
personal.
it's like you get bullied for who you like. You can get bullied for being fat, but then it's like you get bullied for like your mom is an alcoholic and weird shit like that. You know?
The weird thing about, being in a, again, my graduating class was again in the thousands. There were thousands of students in my high school. You didn't know, nobody knew everybody. Like there were still, you'd be in the same high school for 4 years, and the fourth year, you're meeting seniors that you didn't even know. Like you've been in my class, or like where the fuck were you?
You're on the stage graduating. Like who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, I know. You're like, who are these people? So bullying, it exists, but I think to Nerd's point, unless you have a specific bully, which I did have,
Yeah.
but
I did.
like I did have people that I would get into like fist fights with, and people who I did
had
know.
lots of those.
So they exist, but once you get on the MTA, once you get on the New York City public transit, once you're on the subway, then you're kind of off to your own, right? You kind of do whatever you want.
Also, it's a level playing field because you all can get stabbed because you're all not as crazy as the people in the transportation. Like you're in high school. High school's like, man, this person's tough for high school, and then the level playing field is that guy might have a gun.
Right.
Everybody's back to like kid zone.
It's true. We may all be on the subway, but the second a fucking deranged homeless man who's ranting and raving and
That
smells
is-
like garbage enters the platform, and
Yeah.
he's just screaming at the god,
I did put a chip in my brain.
right? And everybody's like, "Don't make eye contact. Head down. No eye contact."
It's battle royal mode. We need to band together for now.
Yeah. When you go into Jurassic Park, the
No,
hobos
we were
can't
on our
see you if you
buses
move
playing
too
the
quick.
Nintendo DS.
Dude, yeah, no, dude. I watched a kid get robbed of his. I think it was a Nintendo DS. I don't know if it was a 3DS.
Didn't
Fuck,
bring any
you
of
know.
that shit with.
Fuck, for all I know, time-wise, it might have been a fucking Game Boy Color. But for all I know, that kid was playing a device, and somebody just took it from him. And you know what? He couldn't do a fucking thing, because I'm pretty sure that
No.
kid was. Because what the fuck are you gonna do?
Well, that's why you didn't like. I couldn't bring that stuff because
No.
if like somebody stole that and
No.
I came home and told my parents, I was getting beat.
Yeah.
Like that was the end result. Like not only am I gonna lose my awesome toy, but I'm getting my ass whooped because I
Yeah.
lost my awesome toy.
I had
That's
so
what
much.
happened to me when I got my bike stolen. when I
Boom!
was 14.
Exactly. It's your fault. Why? It could have been 3 dudes
All right, how,
and they
all right,
lifted it from
how
you. Still
did
your
you
fault.
how did you get your bike stolen, Bale?
Back in the day, the gaming salons were still a thing where you'd go to a place, you'd pay to play video games for an
Sure,
hour.
of course.
They had a garage specifically for bikes
Oh.
to be put inside and be protected, and it got stolen from there while
Okay.
I was inside.
All right, well,
It's
all right.
your fault.
Yeah,
you
see-
should have been on that
I
bike
know.
in the cafe.
I got my
I
bike
know.
stolen when I was 8 years old because 2 fucking thugs rolled up on me, and while I was riding it, tackled me, threw it off, and got on and rode off.
Welcome
that's-
to real life, dog.
That's literally what the fuck happened, and I was so pumped. That was like
And you're
my
better for
Huffy.
it.
I was super jacked,
Ooh, a Huffy.
and I was like,
I had,
but you know
I
what?
had the Costco branded Huffy.
Yeah.
A real one.
And I've said this before. These were like 2 teenage professional bike thieves. They were literally coming up the. They were coming up the
mean,
street. One of them
did they
was
need
riding on
2
the
of
other
them
one's
for you?
handlebars. What's up?
Did they need 2 of them for your 8-year-old Michael?
Dude, I don't fucking
A
know,
little
man.
bit of overkill, no?
Yeah, well, you know what it is? That's the op. That's the op, dude. That's the op, man. So, yeah, so it goes like this, and I learned this from experience. One teenage shitbag is riding the bicycle, and the other teenage shitbag is on the handlebars. And then when they catch an easy mark, which is a defenseless 8-year-old, you cold cock them on the side of the head, throw them off the bike. The extra one gets on the bike, and you both ride off to freedom. Well, freedom being the hellish nightmare that was the Queensbridge projects.
Oof.
So-
The moral of the story, always be aware of your surroundings.
I guess the moral of the story is,
Stay frosty, 8-year-olds.
yeah,
Dave.
always watch your 6, even if you're 8
Oh.
years old.
Mike, have you seen The Northman yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet. It's on my. It's been on my. I've actually. I may have procured it through various means, and it may have been on my. It may have been resting on my server to watch on my TV in the living room for some time.
So I made a trailer connecting the Northmen to True Blood.
Ooh.
I really want. I would love for you to watch it.
What the fuck is the name of that place that McConaughey went? Cartuga. He says some shit like that. What the fuck's it called?
Oh, it's well, it's always Valhalla, isn't it?
No. I'm talking about like the weird fictionary place that they talk about in True to. Oh, is it? Wait, hang on. Is it? All right. I'm gonna put that
Nordic to mythology.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Is it Valhalla? No. I'm thinking of something else. I think.
Well, Valheim or Valhalla is like the Nordic like heaven that
heaven,
warriors
right.
for dying in battle.
And also mentioned Mad Max Fury Road for some reason.
Yeah, they were all up on the Nordic weirdness, except for the silver spray paint. This also, the music was made by me, so it's not shouldn't copyright anything if you do play it. But
all right.
I don't want it to spoil anything for you. Mine are spoilers.
I did not learn this story. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I went off on it. Small waving bear says smaller towns are way more aggressive. Wait, so Liz, did you actually get bullied on the bus?
I did. To the point where my parents started taking me to school until I got into middle school.
What did what they do, if you don't mind me asking?
Somebody tried to put gum in my hair.
Rude.
And then the bus driver actually was just not doing anything for like a lot of kids. So my parents were like, nah, fam. But then once I started going to the school that was way further away, they were like, you're gonna have to suck it up.
Did you in fact suck it up?
I did in fact suck it up.
Yeah, no, shit, man. If I had kids, I don't know what the fuck I'd tell them to do to a bully. I'm assuming you just tell them to punch him in the face.
I also joined marching band, and that kind of helped, surprisingly enough.
You send them to jiu-jitsu when they're 4, and by the time they're like 13, they take care of themselves.
Yeah, you gotta understand, by 13, you better know how to throw hand.
You know, I didn't know.
I just fought a lot.
Yeah, fucking.
If you got caught fighting at our school, because our school was so small, like, you would get suspended immediately.
I was lucky enough to where we always did them off campus. I never, like, just started brawling in the hallway.
No, you would still get suspended.
Huh.
Like, it's crazy.
Well, it's small, right? It's small town. I mean, everybody knows everybody. They probably know.
Once again, my high school was huge. It's like one of the biggest in Illinois. So, like, we had cops and shit there, but, you know, you're there for 4 years. You know the exits, you know the blind spots.
There were so many fights happening in my school at any given point throughout the day. Some days you'd walk out into the hallway, bell would ring, you go into the hallway, you gotta go to your other class. You'd see the remnants of the fight, and if it was girls, you'd see weave on the floor. These girls would literally be fucking shearing off weave.
Braids too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And like be like, oh fuck, a fight occurred. You know.
Hey, we didn't have anything like that at my school, and it was like really rare when you heard about a fight, like a physical fight. And then once I started working at the club, it was just like I had to learn a few things.
Well,
I had to learn.
After a fight, it would be like a shaggy dog came in and shook, and like all of its fur came off because there was like everywhere.
Is Chewbacca been through here?
Yeah, he's
like no.
Somebody trying to shave a Burmese mountain dog?
No, the girls from Jackson Heights just been at it again for some reason.
There was a kid on my bus in elementary school who was undiagnosed autistic. Our bus was shared with another school in the neighborhood. And the kids from the other school would actively try to pick on this kid. Jen had enough of it. Would sit next to him until they left him alone. Oh, she's so nice.
No, fuck that, dude. Every man for himself. Although there was.
Talk about this, Michael.
Dude, in my high school, there was this midget that people felt like Jen did, like sympathy for, because he was little. But he was a little cunt. He wasn't like a nice, friendly midget like the fucking Oompa Loompas or the fucking Lollipop Guild.
Maybe that's why, because everybody kept going up to him, the Lollipop Guild.
No, he was like a little fucking mob boss. Because he would have these giant like football player, soccer player types that would like the athletes of the high school, and there weren't many. Again, this is New York City, but they would basically like because I don't know how he was able to manipulate them. But he had everybody wrapped around his deformed little finger, his little sausage finger, and you couldn't mess with him, even though he probably deserved to get slapped upside the head a few times. But because everybody felt so bad for his deformities, they were like, he had like bodyguards. He essentially had like thugs. And again, this kid was a little piece of shit. So he would actively like bully other people and make fun of other people and mock them and shit and be like just like a vicious little fucker. But you couldn't get him. You couldn't get him. And the other thing is, even if you did want to slap him upside the head because he deserved it, you'd still come out looking like a shit. So it was just best to avoid him at all costs. But I still remember that little fucker. God.
We had a couple of them. The one that was part of the popular clique was a dick. I had a buddy who accidentally kicked him. He was like walking up the stairs and the kid was behind him too close, and you know, height differences.
He donkey kicked him in the face.
Somewhat, I'd assume. All I remember is my buddy's like, dude, you know the little dude? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I accidentally kicked him. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, I didn't even realize I did it. And then like I turn around and he's like, you kicked me.
You kicked me.
You kicked me.
Damn it.
Watch out for my bubblegum umbrella. No, I remember. I mean, I don't know. There wasn't that many. I mean, we had a big school, and I can't even. I mean, he was like the popular one, and then I think there were maybe a couple over the doors, but there wasn't a lot of them in our school.
You won class midget goes to.
That's a terrible honor. Greatest little person in our school goes to. Hold on, it's taking a while to get up here.
Could you imagine you have that many little people in your school?
I mean,
what if one year you don't have any? You're like, you nominate just like some small Asian kid.
Right.
He's like, I'm not even a dwarf.
This
I'm
is
just
Jessica, and she's 5'2".
Little person
Pretty
of the year.
small, huh?
Little person of the year
Pretty
once
small,
went to.
huh?
Little person of the year once went to Liz in her high school one year because she was the closest thing they had.
Can you imagine the principal's just like, well, we don't have any this year, I'm sorry, and the whole school boos.
Yeah.
Bring them on! They're just going nuts because there isn't a little person.
Someone's like, buy a new one.
This school is racist. Dwarfism isn't a race.
I can't count the amount of fights I got into with all my fingers and toes in my body. Well, he can't be protected, Joji. He can't be protected 24/7. Also, people grow up in life will not be too kind to half of the people. Are you talking about halflings?
No, 50% of the people. They're going to be assholes too.
I got bullied in elementary specifically because I was the shortest boy in the school. Damn.
Learn to fight.
What kind of
Throw
car do you think
hands.
my husband is going to come home with, you guys?
Oh, he's getting
Is
a
he
car?
buying a new car?
Well, a used car. His car
Porsche.
died today. Porsche. Oh.
He's going the Michael Scott route.
He's just like, oh my god. I specifically asked for something that we can still do gardening with.
A Sebring. Comes home with a Saturn. You're like, where the fuck did you get a Saturn?
Where did you even... He comes home with a Saab.
Honda Cube. How
Oh,
did you
shit,
find
dude.
one of these?
Ionic!
Ionic
boy.
art. Hello,
What's
Ionic.
that?
Ionic. I'm doing a little Stranger Things piece done in a kind of a manga style is what I'm going for. How you doing, buddy? Welcome,
Just
Raiders.
finished the new season part
I'm gonna
1.
mute myself
Well-
for a minute.
Welcome or welcome back. What could I show you guys that you might like? Here, you might like this. You might like this quick little doodle I did. I'm not 100%. What is Ionic's crowd like? Do you like big titty goth GF? Who doesn't?
I mean, that is kind of a dumb question.
I know, right?
Hello, welcome or welcome back. New friends, old friends.
Someone's out there like, I like goth GF, but the big titty's gonna go.
I like small titty goth GF.
Right.
Listen, they're out there.
Someone wasn't raised right.
They're
I
out
was
there.
about to say, small titty, best titty, in my opinion.
Oh,
Small titty, best titty, says Liz.
You're biased,
Liz casts her vote.
So that is a question though. What is a small versus big boob to a woman? Because guys, like we don't know sizes, right? We look at physical only. To a
No.
woman,
No,
what
I would
is
say-
small versus big.
I would say A and B cup constitute smaller
Yeah.
skies.
Same, yeah. I would
So
say, I
anything
mean,
above
yeah.
B?
Well, like,
Be
well,
what?
like, well. See, the other thing is depending on the woman too,
Yeah.
right? Because you could have like a a B or like a full C, and they look pretty big on a smaller framed gal.
Well, like if you're shorter, you're more compact.
Liz would know better than me. Liz is a titty
That is
expert.
correct.
Huh?
No, I wouldn't say that.
got a degree
But
in
yeah,
type.
no, depending on your shape of your body and height and everything, it can definitely make a difference.
Liz is like the titty version of like an Attenborough. Just like she's the
Big
Neil
titty
deGrasse
causes
Tyson
back
of
issues.
tits.
Liz is the Steve Irwin of boobies.
Question.
Thank God, I wish.
Liz
I
is
wish I had
the
that kind of experience.
Liz is the fucking Stephen Hawking of titty
Oh boy.
titty review.
No, there's a joke there, but I'm not doing it. I'm not taking the bait.
In my opinion.
Not doing it.
Oh.
Titties don't get any movement from me.
Small titty best. Big titty causes back problems.
That is
That's
also
kinda-
truth.
That's gotta
Back
be
problems
rough.
with big titty, which sucks. Does Abby have giant fat knockers, Liz? You would
Oh
know.
boy.
Me?
Yeah.
Abby?
We
How
just
would
have to
I
look at
know?
The curvature of their spines. That'll tell us.
I've never met
Ab-
Abby.
Abby's
your posture
breasts.
like?
Abby's breasts are so hefty that her back looks like a question mark.
Oh my God.
Oof. Like the Riddler was there.
Abby, you don't deserve this. I'm sorry. I love you.
Big titty is
Does
more
it
fun to
work the
play
same
with.
with dudes? Like if dudes are fat and they got big honking man breasts, do they have back problems too?
Yeah. Eventually.
But Bale's like, believe
Big-
me, I'm there.
big
And
honkers.
these big honking man breasts are just wrecking my back. Trying to get rid
That's
of
how
them.
you train
Crunches
your
don't do
back.
anything for the titties. You gotta train your abdomen though. You have a weak back if you have a weak abdomen.
I'm
It's all
not core.
connected.
That is true. It isn't.
Yeah, it's time to do
Funnily enough,
Pilates.
Doing planks is probably going to be the most efficient thing if you have giant tits.
What about
I go to the
Pilates?
gym, I-
The-
I go to the gym. I
Drum
only
core
do
is the best
squats and
option.
Kegels. That's all I do.
I went from a D to a small B in drum corps.
Whoa.
From weight lost.
Yeah,
That seems. I would feel like I got robbed.
I
Yeah.
kind of did a little.
I'd be like, you know what? I had
Here's-
these honking D's. And I lose some fucking weight. Now I'm down to B's.
I didn't realize it until the other girls pointed it out, and I was like, "What? Oh no!"
What do you mean you
no.
squeeze your boobs every morning? How do you not know it?
If there is a God, he's up there like, want to lose weight? Do you? I made you in my image.
Yeah, what'd you wish on a genie?
Do you squeeze your boobs every morning, Bale?
Enjoy
Is that what you're
smaller
saying?
tatas.
Liz made a
That's
bargain with the
backbone.
devil. Liz went to the
That's
crossroads.
The tragic part about female biology is that sometimes your body fat percentage is strictly linked to your breast size, and sometimes it isn't. And it's just RNG.
It's RNG.
I mean, I just assume if you're 5'4" and you got giant tits, that's quite a bit of your body fat percentage.
Dude, if you see a lady with very visible abs and she still has her giant tits,
Yeah.
you know that woman is genetically blessed.
She'll the sad thing is, if she's a fitness nut, she'll never hit her BMI.
You
She's
don't.
like, I don't get it. Every time I do the test, I'm still obese, and it's like,
Yeah, you
your
have
boobs.
20 pounds of tits, lady.
It's your boobs.
You don't need a spine. You just need to flip one of your tits behind you to counterweight it.
Can you
Yeah.
toss it over your shoulder? Can you tie it in a knot? Can you tie it in a bow? I
Like
know
a tit
that game.
cape.
Ooh, tit cape.
Wait, so Liz, are you saying at your old job the gals would fight each other? Is that what
Oh
you
yeah,
alluded to
there
earlier?
were. There was actually recently. It's been a lot worse, so I've heard. I haven't been there in over a year.
Yeah.
what
And
did
one of my
you
friends that
do?
still works there told me that she got followed home because some girls didn't like the fact that she was, making more money, and they followed her home because they wanted to beat her up. And there was a girl that literally lost a finger in a fight late last
Did
year.
you work at a prison? Was that the former job?
Jesus. Yeah,
Correctional
she,
facility
yeah,
of
she was
any
a
type?
prison guard.
They broke some glass and it wasn't pretty.
got Johnny
Wow,
Depp.
Johnny Depp style.
Yeah. It's not cool. So I'm really glad I'm not there anymore, but I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is going on?
Man.
Was this retail or was this like it wasn't a bank? I
No.
This is,
presume.
this is the service industry,
And-
friend.
Ah,
Ish.
cool.
The reason why I know how to walk in heels.
Yeah.
Oh. Runway model.
Big
Got it.
cleavage is the kind of cheat card when it comes to getting tips, getting out of trouble, tickets, and whatnot. I would love to see. I wish I could see the actual numbers on that. I know it's impossible. But like,
Dude,
Cop-
have you not watched
cops don't
Mythbusters?
report
They
them.
actually, The Mythbusters actually tested it out.
Did they really? No
What?
way.
What?
Yeah, but Jamie Heineman doesn't
The-
have great tits. How'd they test this?
No,
Yeah.
it was the younger crew with Carrie, and they put her with like giant
okay.
fake
Of course
tits,
they
and,
did.
and she actually got more tips.
Oh.
Like by a
Oh.
fairly large amount. I was fucking 16 when I watched this, and I still remember.
I didn't
Oh,
know they
see,
did
I
that.
thought-
That's
Oh, this is
hysterical.
science.
See, I
You
was
think the
talking
cops go
about.
back-
I was
Go
talking
ahead.
about cops specifically, but
Right.
I mean, there might be some correlation between tips and cops.
Well, could you imagine like the cop goes back and yeah, I had this. I was gonna give her a ticket, but I mean, man, those gazumbos. Like, what is the conversation? Like, it's got to be the dumbest conversation after that. Like, what do you get out of that as a cop? Now, let me just neglect my duties, ma'am. Love your tits, by the way. As he
Great
walks away.
tits.
Keep it up.
So I guess the question is, does more tips equate? Because MythBusters wasn't going to do that. They were gonna be like, okay, here, we're gonna give you like
No,
these
no.
big fake tits, and then we're just gonna have you run through stop signs. You just gotta just plow through red lights until you get pulled over. Then we'll
So
see.
just so you know, there's 6 kilos of cocaine under your seat and a loaded pistol in the trunk.
My
You
God.
better get moving, Carrie.
Yeah.
She's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but this is an unregistered vehicle.
Yeah, we stole this 3 days ago.
Let's see what these
Like,
tits
what?
can really do.
Let's see if you can get out of it. By
You
the way,
better
we
put
just
your
called it.
best breast forward.
By the way, we just called it in as a terrorist threat. You're wanted by
Yeah.
the agencies too.
Yeah,
They just
yeah.
light her up.
We told we told them the reason why you're racing is because you're racing to commit a murder suicide.
He's just fucking.
You said quote unquote 9/11 times 1,000.
Yeah, we also put some pretty crazy bumper stickers. 9/11 was an inside job. We've got some other ones back there too.
I heart Alex Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say.
yeah.
that.
There's an InfoWars sticker back there.
Infowars sticker.
We saw you were searching. So my buddy's wife
Hey, Mega.
was watching The Boys, and she didn't understand that Stormfront was a real website.
Oh my God, dude! I didn't
And
know that
so
until like halfway
What
through
is
the
what
season.
is- what is that?
My friend was like,
Stormfront's a white power website.
yeah,
Oh God.
yeah.
It's
Yikes.
I mean, back in high school, like our group used to fight a lot of the white power groups, so I've known it exists for a long time. And I guess like she looked it up, and him and I used to be in the same group in high school. And she was like, she came to him and she's like, "Did you know Stormfront's a real thing?" And he's like, "Uh-huh." And he's like, "You didn't go out there, did you?" And she's like, "I did."
Oh
And he's like,
no.
"Well, thanks for putting us on a fucking list."
Yeah, dude.
Like he's gonna start getting
Yeah.
calls about where he was January 6th and
Yeah,
shit.
dude. Say hello to your new fucking federal agent.
He's like, "I had no idea, but the show said like that she was, and they talked about it." And he's like, "Yeah, it's existed for years." Yeah, I'll mute myself. Be right back.
Yeah, I did not know that until my friend told me. My friend's like, he was like, I was eye rolling at the storefront thing. I'm like, what do you mean you're eye rolling at the storefront thing? And then he had to break it down for me. Only occasionally. Wait, so Liz, is your friend Julie, is she your oldest friend?
He's up there, I would say.
Has she
I
ever
think
seen
we've known
you?
each other since like middle school.
Has she ever seen you in the buff?
In the buff, as in the nude?
Yes.
I don't believe so.
Hmm.
Why not?
Yeah, you showed Kate your stuff that time.
That was at my wedding, and I was
Provocative wedding.
changing, and I was intoxicated.
Nice.
And I was also a lot older. No, we hung out mostly in high school, and then we have hung out a couple of times since then. But yeah, we haven't really been in the same room together since band camp. That is true.
Do you think Jules is mad now that she
Oh,
hasn't
band
seen your
camp.
stuff?
Jules, are you mad since you haven't seen my hoo-ha?
She
There's
just
only one correct answer.
she just punched a hole through the drywall in
honest.
her room. The second she found out that
You think
Kate's,
I could? That's a compliment. Thank you.
she just threw a can of Monster Energy drink out the window at a moving bird.
Oh wow. My aim was impeccable. The bird is no longer.
Wow, not
The
in the same room.
maddest.
Michael shows all his friends his nude body. That's of course. The second you reach best friend tier, I show you my taint.
Oh god. Do you get to like, do you measure it? Do you like put a tape measure? Because I know that the length of the taint is very important to you.
Sure, it sure is. No, you know, I've never measured my taint. I never measured ball to taint. Bale, have you? Bale has, I bet.
No, no, I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, why would you?
Not now, he says.
Poor bird. I've seen most of my friends and family nude. Something about Finnish sauna culture. Oh, that's a. I mean, listen,
that's
if you're Korean or Japanese and you're doing saunas too, it's big in those cultures. You probably would have seen lots of your family's genitals and not even thought twice about it.
Yeah, like I didn't even be naked. I wasn't even naked in the locker room until I was like in college.
Not me, let it all fly.
Matt makes me measure his taint weekly for changes.
I gotta make sure it doesn't get thin. We've talked about this.
Matt has got a very long masculine taint, as we all know.
Yeah.
Just ask.
Actually.
How do you describe a masculine taint?
It's in the shape of a fist.
When you see it, you'll know, my friend. It's one of those things.
His
taint.
His taint has a.
If you.
His taint is just a fist covered in a beard.
You know,
I suppose it's the shape of Chuck Norris's chin then.
There's many mythos about my taint.
Korea was very poor, so everyone would go to the local bathhouse for their weekly or monthly bath. Oh, so that's how it became cultural. Same with Japan. Also, Japan has the hot springs. Yeah.
I feel like saunas and shit like that have been personified in America as like a luxury thing too.
Yes. Yeah. It's mostly like, you know, if you.
Oh, I'm going to the sauna, gonna get a schmitz.
Yeah. When you go to the club
Weirdly
and.
enough, that sounds proper.
Yeah, when you're at the
for
country
Americans
club and
to
you're
do.
done with your round after round of golfing, you want to get a little.
Yes, I'm gonna go maybe take a shower, go through the pool, sauna. I don't know. Can I smoke in the sauna? Who cares? I have money.
Bring the lobster
Do what I
directly
want.
to the sauna.
Put it in the sauna. We'll steam it cooked.
Korea
Sauna
was
is the
very.
first thing you build when building a house. That's pretty awesome.
That's so wild, man.
Yeah, you do not like. Just think about the apartments in New York City. They don't have saunas in them.
No. Jeez, some of them barely have doors. Some of them, the bathroom is the kitchen, is the living room.
I saw this one. This realtor was on YouTube showcasing it, and it's not much space at all. It does have some nice luxuries in there to help with the compact space, but you could see in the guy's face when he was like walked through it, he was just like, "And that's the apartment," and it was like $2,500 a month.
What the?
And it's like,
what the fuck?
oh, Jesus. I mean, how much is Jersey expensive too, or is it just people hate Jersey? Is it too far? Because to me, that seems like going from a north suburbs to inside of downtown Chicago distance.
I will say,
Like
as a
45
native,
to an hour?
as a native New Yorker, there is a certain shame to even consider moving to New Jersey.
Now, is it because it's softer? It's the burbs. It's where you go when you want quiet. Is that the idea?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's kind of a Long Island kind of thing. Like, you know,
Like
it's
Jersey, Jersey is you couldn't handle the city type thing.
that. Yeah, I think that basically summarizes it. It's like it's close, but oh so far. Even though it's like spitting distance from Manhattan. once you're across the bridge, it's like this weird kind of like line of demarcation.
I do find it weird though, because like, do you feel the same way about like Connecticut or Westchester, New York, like the money areas and that, or is that just those are just suburbs of New York?
Yeah, no, I think
Connecticut's
I think like Westchester, Yonkers, those just count as suburbs.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Is it the people of Jersey?
maybe it's because
That's the
Jersey.
problem?
I think Jersey's got it just has a bad rap.
They're
just-
basically waterbound New Yorkers.
You know they caught dolphins in the East River last year? Just fucking like like a small pod of them.
6 eyes. They had a brain.
Nah,
2
dude, you would have
brains.
assumed like swimming out. You'd be like, oh my god, dude, what the fuck is wrong with them? No, but apparently they were just chilling.
Now you're going to be sleeping with the dolphins.
Historically, people built their own houses. Saunas were the first thing to pop up because you would have space for a bath and cleaning, but built to keep warm and enough space to sleep in. It was practical in Finland. Hey, Snorp, how many black people in Finland?
7.
right?
Reminds me of that old
Storm's
Dave
like,
Chappelle
there's
joke.
plenty of black people here. I could name all 7.
I remember the old Dave Chappelle joke when he's like, racism in small towns is like, okay, everybody, we have to get Eric.
Jersey equal Jersey Shore and Snooki.
Yeah, but that was only like, was that where? I mean, I'm sure New Yorkers and Jersey had a divide before.
Yeah, no, there's a... Yeah, New Yorkers look down on Jersey. You do. And Staten Island.
How dare you have property and more safety than us?
Dude, I was actually watching a TikTok video where this, it was kind of a man on the street style, walking the streets, asking New Yorkers questions. And the question was, which is the worst borough? And everybody's like, Staten Island. Staten Island. Ooh, hydrate. Good idea, Liz. Staten Island. Yeah. And the one guy at the end of the clip was like, ooh, I don't know, maybe the Bronx. And then the interviewer was like, what about Staten Island? And the guy was like, oh, fuck, I forgot about Staten Island. Yeah, it's Staten Island.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a piece of shit. Never mind. Love the Bronx. Makes me want to watch Die Hard 3.
The real number is mostly a minority, but more than you think. Give me a percentage cut, baby. Liz, who would win in a fight, you or your friend Julie, your band camp friend?
Is there a flute handy?
Oh, good God.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know. She's given birth, so I definitely say she's been through more than me. So she could
Oh.
probably take me out.
Has she ever been kicked in the nuts?
She knows the pain of giving life.
She knows the pain of giving life.
Oof. And taking it, apparently. When she comes across Liz.
He asked which one of us could win in a fight, Julie.
What
For a
was...
second, I thought you guys were in the same room. I was just wigging out. I was like, what? Like, I thought you were like leaning over and talking to somebody next to you.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
what
mean,
just
basically,
fucking
she's not
happened?
that far away, but no.
Hey, Julie, come in this room. What? It's like those TikToks where they do the Omegle videos.
Oh, man.
Julie says, fuck childbirth.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm that strong. I'm not gonna lie.
Quick, someone get Liz pregnant. Let's see if she can do it.
Okay.
Michael wants to get pregnant just to feel pain. He's like, yes, feel the pain. It's supposed to be a happy time, and he's like, feel the pain.
Yep. I'm bricked up in the delivery room.
Oh boy, sir.
I
your
could just
boner's
imagine
pushing
I
against
like
the glass.
actually, yeah, I'm actually with child and I don't even think about it. It's like the day of the birth and I like, go to give birth and everything. And I just like hear Michael from like another room just yelling,
Yeah.
feel it now, bitch, the pain.
Liz wakes up and the hospital's empty. The lights are flickering. He appears down the end of the hallway. Pain!
It's a Walking Dead scenario.
And you're just slowly moving towards her for some
my
reason.
Oh, I had to have a
God.
C-section. Ooh, man, they cut her open like a science frog. Just
But
fucking.
the coolest thing about
that's the best he
hers
had.
is her baby was born on Halloween.
Ooh, what a spooky baby.
Isn't that neat?
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
That's
If his
absolutely
name's not
ghoulish.
Sam, she did it wrong.
The baby
I'll pay
was
you.
born on the dark day.
Well, that's gotta suck if you're the kid, right? No offense, but like sharing your birthday with a holiday, because everybody else has got better things to do to
Nobody's
hang out
gonna
with you on
forget your
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah,
Nobody's
but
gonna
it's like-
forget though.
But it's like
His
it's
birthday
like
is New
your,
Year's
your,
Eve.
yeah, your birthday is like not even. All your friends are like fucking candy, and it's like, oh,
Secondary.
but also don't forget Jimmy's birthday. Fuck Jimmy's birthday, candy. Let's go.
I'm not going to his party. I gotta go trick or treating.
Wow. I never
like-
had a birthday parties really because it was always snowing too hard.
Oh God.
I got the unlucky holiday. My birthday lands on Mother's Day a lot,
Mm.
which I don't have to worry about anymore. But...
Halloween isn't as bad as Christmas though, or
my God,
or New
college
Year's.
parties.
can you
for your
imagine
birthday?
sharing a birthday
yeah.
with the Jesus?
Christmas and New Year's are probably the worst two to have your birthday on because again, same premise. Everybody's rather do anything else than fucking celebrate you on this day. But Halloween has got to be third, I think.
What about Easter?
Only if you're religious fucks. most people around here don't give two
I don't
shits
usually
about
do
Easter.
anything for Easter.
Yeah, Easter could gladly be somebody's birthday, and it's just like, yeah, Jesus resurrected, yada yada. Who cares?
Oh, here's another
here-
one. Valentine's Day.
Again,
Yeah, that's a Hallmark holiday.
yeah, most people, most more normal people I know don't particularly go crazy for Valentine's Day. I know some people do, but
Liz-
Where's the
Liz-
romantic
Valentine's
in you, Michael? Come on.
Liz, do you and your lover, do you
No.
two go nuts for Valentine's Day?
Not really. I mean, yeah, no, not really.
I mean, listen, a
Jen and
little,
I sit around and count our sins.
My birthday is close enough to it to where it's like, eh.
You either get one or the other. Your husband either buys you a birthday or Valentine's Day gift.
No, I wasn't saying that.
You pick
You
birthday
get
or
one.
Valentine's Day.
you get one.
You only get one.
One could be better, or it could be
I'm
worse.
tired of this, Grandpa.
What do I have in this hand or this hand? Your choice.
Oh my god.
Imagine the college parties. The college parties might be dope, but I'm gonna be honest, the college parties are probably gonna be dope anyway. All that
If you go to
kegging and
college.
boozing and whoring.
You don't have cool parties at plumber trade school. ITT
Not with that
Tech isn't a
attitude.
rager.
Yeah, the not the college parties at DeVry University.
Yeah, DeVry University. throws
Okay,
ragers.
you guys. My husband picked out his car,
Ooh, what do you get?
What
A
do you get?
Kia?
What do you get?
and I'm actually shocked.
It's a Miata.
He got a
He's
he got
getting a
a,
Lincoln.
a fucking
town
a town
One
car,
of the big
dude.
SUVs?
Was he
Yeah.
going detective?
We're gonna crack the case. Get in my Lincoln.
Well, he's
You got
getting
the-
he's getting the what's it called, the car that has like the bigger trunk. It's like a half van. Like what are they called? The
Continental?
A minivan?
yeah, like it's not a minivan. It's smaller. It's like the
Lincoln,
small
Lincoln still puts ashtrays in their cars.
Well, now
a
you've
gardening town car. We're gonna call it a gardening town car. Yes.
Fair enough. I like Lincolns.
I mean, I'm
Is he gonna
shocked.
come in the room and call you toots?
Oh my fucking god! I hope so.
Did he when he rolled up in
what
the
do you
Lincoln
say, Dame?
in the Lincoln car? Was he smoking a cigarette? Did he have a cigarette hanging out of his mouth?
Let's go catch a picture show.
Oh my god! Could you imagine?
He's gonna show up with a trench coat and a top hat.
Just think about it. You and me cruising down the road, windows wide open.
We have
It's Lincoln
400,000
Continental.
foreigners at the moment, which would make it 6%. But you have 400,000 foreigners. We're talking about black people in Finland. Out of your entire country, you have 400,000 foreigners. But of that, you don't know how many are black. So you're just guessing
They just-
6%.
You just lump them all into the same.
And
There's
just-
no classification.
there's Finnish, and then there's a category mark,
Everything
not
else.
not Finnish.
Finnish and question mark?
My grandma's birthday is Christmas. Ooh, Granny losing.
Oddly enough, Granny hated Jesus.
My grandmother was convinced that she was married to Jesus.
Wow.
She had a vibrator that looked just like him. But
I hope so.
but it turns out that vibrator was just an Obi-Wan exclusive, Star Wars version.
Every time Grandma would disappear into her bed, you start hearing the vibrating and the priest from the Exorcist. Money bought the baby.
When it comes to Finnish sauna culture, imagine the African natives during the missionary years and the colonization eras. So this crazy white guy built a clay house, made it waterproof, built a fireplace, and now sits in there in the summer, throwing water on heated rocks. That would be... Did they really do that? Finnish chicks open to dating Asian men? I did mention in the same comment we don't have ethnicity statistics. Jules says no. Do you call her... Wait, so she goes by Jules, but you still call her Julie? Hey, hello.
Like, what's your Latinx baby's pronoun?
My Latinx baby's pronouns is they, thems.
You thought the Latina group was enough. Wait until you meet Latinx.
Latinx
It's like
sounds like
TV branded culture.
Dude, Latinx sounds like an early 2000s, like, extreme teens, like, versions of something.
You thought Jason X was cool. It sounds like something they would have created in the 2000s. Like everything had an X in it.
Latinx.
For the extreme. Sponsored
Yeah,
by Mountain
I'm assuming that the X stands for extreme, like extreme sports.
Dew.
Yeah.
Or extra large. This is America.
Yeah.
Sauna is our church, hospital, and guest house. Morton part of the old Finnish housing. Is that kind of like what
Do people fuck in the
What is the
sauna?
equivalent? Ooh, you
Like
can't
if you're like, oh, toss on the Finnish porno, and somebody
Already
just
sweating.
clapping cheeks in the heat, in the sauna heat, until they
Oh.
pass out.
Sticky in there. And just, we all locked in.
You imagine a guy in sauna sweating his brains out. He's trying to eat some girl out, and then he's having to take breaths in between because he's so fatigued.
Oh no, the atmosphere is heavy.
Just huffing and puffing, just trying to get the job done.
Trying my best. Very warm in here.
Oh, they do.
Jesus,
You've had sex in the sauna, Liz? Have you ever had sex in the sauna?
That was the first time she was thrown out of the Hyatt.
That's a no comment. We're gonna.
Wait, I just put my headset back on and I heard my name. I am so sorry. What's up?
Uh-oh.
I was talking to Julie.
Matt wanted to know if you ever had sex in a sauna.
I have not, actually.
I did not pose this question.
Well, I'll answer it to whoever it was. I have not.
There's your answer, Michael. As I said before, didn't pose the question.
They do. I
build one in my
Yep,
backyard.
I have during Christmas Eve, the eve of baby Jesus' birth.
Oh,
you were making love.
The most unholiest time to fuck in a sauna.
You were penetrating another man's anus on Jesus' birthday eve. How dare you?
The best Christmas gift.
Jules, you are in the same room. I'm convinced now.
He hasn't received my Snapchat yet. It's still sending.
Snapchat.
Tell Liz communicates she's in the interwebs.
People still use Snapchat?
People still use Snapchat?
I use it for my main form of communication with my close friends.
Whoa.
I rarely text.
Yoji, do you use Snapchat?
I mean, Yoji's a man.
Yoji sends people's letters. He sends them telegrams.
He sends them an owl.
Telegram.
Like carrier hawk on its way.
Western
What was
Union
that?
here.
Is everybody okay?
It's the end of Back to the Future, too. Telegram from Marty McFly.
Oh, yes, it's me. Yo Jimbo says, suck my balls. Stop. Lick my taint. Stop.
I want to bend you over. Stop. 20,000 leagues under your taint. Stop.
Not that fake holiday. No. I do write cards and letters. Cards and letters are sweet. My penmanship is absolutely garbage. My penmanship is that of like a kidnapped victim trying to prove proof of life. It's terrible. You'd assume that
Mike is like, I do write cards and letters. Dear local government, enjoy this bomb.
Dear government scum, I know who committed 9/11. I watch InfoWars.
I have the Kennedy assassination footage you don't want me to see. Care of.
I know all about the reptilians.
List.
Seth Rich was murdered. He's basically Kaczynski of New York City.
Oh man, I'm gonna go out like the McAfee guy.
Speaking of you sending letters to your government, when are you going to do that DNA test to show the government that you're like 40%, I was gonna say local, native, so they can give you a tax break?
Yokel?
40% yokel?
Yokel?
Excuse me, can you please define that word? Use it in a sentence.
I was going to say local because the word native slipped my mind.
My name's Michael. I'm 120% Native American.
I'm a native yokel.
You may just look at me like a yokel, but I'm a native yokel. Now come on down to the old watering hole. I'll show you around.
You know, I did get my hair braided yesterday in a nice fishtail.
I saw that. It looked really nice.
Thank
It was
you.
for his dominatrix photo shoot.
Way better than
Yeah.
any braids I've had in my hair.
It was so the lady could get easy access.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, something to grab onto.
Yep, I was about to say.
I do write cards and letters. I do know people all across all the 3-letter law enforcement and intelligence agencies. Oh boy. Oh man. Yoji's in with the Fed. Local natives are in your local natives are in your area, want to chat with you today. Speaking of
Heck,
local
with
natives,
local natives today on Jerkmate.
where's our local native? Where's old what's your face? Ramo Tamo.
I was gonna say Austin.
Austin.
I literally thought he was about to say Austin as well.
Well, I mean,
rum doesn't come out until after dark.
rummy after
Yeah,
dark.
she's yes. I was about to say a vampire, but then I kind of wanted to say succubus a little bit more.
Ooh, provocative.
I think.
Does Jules know you speak like this now? This is what you turned
Oh,
into?
boy. Well, she knows now. They're in the same room.
She knew I had an absolute filth mouth, I'm pretty sure, when we were in band together.
Yeah, they could tell because whenever your mouth got off the flute, it was filthy.
Yep.
Oh, Filth Mouth was here.
I thought that was going somewhere else.
Liz
God,
left
I'm
a
just
filmy, slimy substance on anything she put her mouth on, like a Slimer from the
Okay.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
We actually
boys
had a girl
always
that played
loved
flute.
watching her
It was
play.
gross like that.
she's just cleaning out her reed and fucking just throwing it everywhere on the floor.
Yeah, it's how they knew Liz was there. They
I
always knew,
never emptied my spit valves.
they knew
Although
exactly
back
how to
then,
find
Liz
her from the
also
slime
talked a
trail.
lot like this. Hey guys, sorry if I'm secreting saliva.
Wait, so what instrument did Julie play?
He played French horn, which is one of the most complicated instruments to play, in my opinion.
What was French about the horn?
You can ask Julie. I don't know.
I am French. A horn.
Also known as a very bad ending to a show element.
You talking about? Oh, what was the show? How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't see
I
that
like
show.
that show.
I never watched that show.
I never watched
like-
it, but I did know
I
that
like-
a French horn was involved.
Ew.
I liked the show and the ending was atrocious.
Yeah, unfortunately.
In band camp.
This one time.
Speaking of local natives, I finally got my kid's tribal card. Really? Is Jules an indigenous
awesome.
woman?
Yeah.
Whoa. Does she look the
How
part?
do you end up
Or does she look like a white woman, like Rum?
She has beautiful, dark, thick hair.
Oh.
Yes. I'd say she looks the part.
Does she shave her pubes fully, or
How
no?
would I know that, Michael?
I'm assuming that once you rekindled your friendship, this is what you guys talked about.
Yes, this is exactly what we would talk about.
Exactly what Mike and I talk about when we talk during the day. Hey, your pubes shaved, bro? Mm-hmm.
I'd always
Did I
imagine
tell you
that.
my neighbor has powwows?
Really, man, you're
Yeah,
just
in the
surrounded by the natives. It's like fucking Last of the Mohicans over at fucking Liz's house. Jesus, gonna have to start calling Liz John Smith.
Okay.
Nicer.
I just made the mistake of scrolling up in the memes channel.
Whose tits did you see?
It was less
Mistake.
about the tits and more about
The drawing
that
of the
ass?
no.
No,
it
what was
was
it?
what Bale posted at 6:26 a.m. today.
All right, let me look. That's a little early for.
What is
That's a little early for full bush, but okay.
Oh, you mean that one? Yeah. that shocked. That one
Oh,
shocked
wow.
even me, bro.
I was enjoying the booty of the one a little bit down further.
Is she?
In the
And then I
memes channel?
scrolled up and I was like, oh.
What is that? That's very thick, viscous fluid falling out of her vagina. What is that? Is that squirt? Is that cum? Is that spit?
I don't know. Look at the painting at the end. It's a recreation of the painting, so it looks like it's come.
You said this was in the memes channel?
Yeah. Do you want me to tag you in it?
Oh,
No, I have found it.
I see. I see. Well,
And they made a character.
it looks like she was having sex with. It
Some-
looks like she was having a sex with a ghost.
That's how I've noticed. I think this is mostly in Korean paintings. That's how they represent the viewer in a manner that you can insert yourself into it.
Ah. Because yeah, it looks like she's jerking off a ghost, and that ghost filled her with
I'll say.
ectoplasm that's pouring out of her.
Yeah, some 3D modeler had a field day with this. He showed some dedication.
Really need to maybe go see the doctor for this one.
Yeah, no, if you're pouring that much ectoplasm out of your vagina,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you might be a conduit.
yeah, dude, that's how the fucking Demogorgon enters this realm.
Oh, did you finish part 1 of season 4?
Of course I did.
Episodes? Oh,
I haven't
dude.
yet. No spoilers, please.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
all right. Well, we haven't said
It was a
anything
really
that.
good
I'm
ending.
sorry.
I'll put it
I'm
that
waiting
way.
for my husband to not be working so I can finish it.
Okay,
You'll
okay.
enjoy it. Yeah, it's a good ending.
It's good.
Well, good break or whatever they're considering.
Yeah.
it.
I'm super excited.
Your neighbor and I are in the same tribe. What kind of tribe? We are distant cousins. Oh, whoa. Wow, wow.
Is Liz going to start a tribe war in her neighborhood?
Oh no.
If she's bringing
Okay.
in people from different tribes. Just
Taking
don't tell
scouts.
them.
Liz, does your friend call you Round Eye?
Bye, Abby. Oddly enough, she calls me Gaijin.
Gaijin.
I can't hear the sound effects, but I'm listening to them in my head.
Oh. Oops.
Oh my god, racism, Michael De Nicola.
Now I can hear it.
go.
There it is.
That's when I played.
Staple
That's when I
white
played
I
earlier.
was. I really was.
You always have a token whitey.
Wait, what was that you said, Matt?
You gotta always have a token whitey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Hispanic groups learned about it. I was the token whitey for them.
You were the talking honky.
Yeah, basically. I was only brought over to point out how white I was. Can you believe
You're
this,
there.
kid?
Bye, Abigail.
You were their favorite museum element.
Yeah, you know you're the token white person when they're like, say this word. And then they laugh at you.
How do you say that, Liz? You say that Chippewa? How do you say that?
I believe so.
Come on, man. These are your friends. These are your best friends, and you can't even pronounce their tribal name
She's
correctly.
literally in the other room.
Chippewa. I do believe that's it. I do believe that is it.
Shame. Shame.
I want to go to a powwow.
They're a lot of fun.
Do you think
I
Jules?
think my sister is going to take me to one this year. That's what
How-
she was mentioning.
Wait, your sister knows Native people too?
Well, she's going to be my sister-in-law, but she is.
We are, but
Dude, I'm gonna be honest, man. You do not see a lot of Native folks hanging around New York City in general. At least from what I've seen my entire life living
Yeah,
here.
because they're smart.
I wonder,
They're
they're
smart,
probably,
stay out of
you know,
the
there's
dumps.
probably definitely some tribes out in Long Island for sure. But as far as New York City proper, no way. Oh yeah, there goes Abby Marie. I forget Abby's part lesbian.
Part lesbian.
Yeah.
You know, there's a word for that.
Soft dyke? No. Wait, no. Hold on. I'm joking, obviously. But is Abby bisexual or pansexual? Liz?
I'm actually not 100% sure.
Hmm.
We would have to ask her. So I don't want to speak on her behalf.
And I'm still not 100% sure clear on the difference between being pansexual and bisexual. Which one's sorry, first off, which one's cooler?
The one that swallows.
The one that swallows.
I feel like pansexual is like it's the newer one, so it's like if I were to come out as being like if I was bisexual and that like I'll have sex with anybody of any gender, I think I'd come out as pan because that's more hot right now, Liz.
Is it?
I'd say so. Matt, what do you think? Matt's gone. There's a Matt-shaped hole in the wall. Yoji says you stole the land from them with some glass beads. Pan sees no gender. I think that's what it is, Julie. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think you hit the pansexual nail on the proverbial head. To be bisexual, right, means that you see male and female as two genders, right? So you have to choose between, hence the bi, right? You choose between two genders. If you...
I am back. I heard you, but I was away.
It's okay. If you don't choose between two genders, if you don't make that choice, if you're like, I'll suck anything you put in front of me, male, female genitalia, you toss, listen, you slide a hermaphrodite my way, I'm in. I'm digging in. I'm put my lobster bib on, baby, because I'm going balls deep or knuckles deep.
I love your accidental East Coast when you talk sometimes. You literally, when you just, Jan Dare, like the way you kind of swing them, like you got a good idea, do you? Michael sits around all day, just gets good ideas.
I do get good ideas.
Illustrates
Why do all those people want to screw Peter Pan, though? How dare you? Bisexuality refers to two genders, I believe, which is making it confusing. I feel like the term bisexual is mostly outdated because gender is relatively fluid.
Oh no, here we go.
No. Listen, I don't particularly care, like, what gender you are or what your pronouns are or any of that stuff. We accept all people, even if you're, what's the coolest one? Two-Spirit. That's the coolest one, I think, of the lot. Confused straight noises.
Oh, dude, if you really want to get put on the list, along with those bumper stickers for your car, you should put the super straight sticker on it too.
Oh, good
Oh,
God.
I forgot people made a joke. Sexuality, the super straight.
I know, right?
You're not here for the orgy?
A raid? A frost snail raid. Hello, frost snail.
Hello.
Frost snail, we were just talking about sexuality and gender. Frost snail, how many times have you made love to a man? No, I'm kidding, Frost snail. You don't have to answer that. I'm just teasing. Yeah, I only found out that two-spirit was a thing. What
exactly is
like,
Two-Spirit?
Like a few years ago.
I was gonna ask the same thing.
Listen, I'm not a native person, so I can't really tell you, at least like that.
Wait. Two-Spirit. Are we talking? Is it a gender or how you like? What is Two-Spirit?
Dude, listen, man, I don't know. We gotta find Rub, or maybe Julie knows. But I'm still hazy about the definition. But the first time I heard it was the last couple of years. Hello, Corey. Maybe Corey knows. All right, hang on. I would take a quick pee break. I'll be right back.
I also have to go, so I love you guys. I will
Bye,
talk to
Liz.
you later.
See you around, Lizzie.
Bye.
Mike made her uncomfortable with that Two-Spirit term.
Yeah, it sounds like that's something that is gay kept by the natives.
I mean, is it actually like? Is that something to the Native American? I've never even heard of it. I guess I'll just Google it.
It's probably the same thing that Latinx is to actual Latinos.
Oh, God.
Which is, something that white people...
Well, the funny thing about Latino X was invented by white marketers.
Yeah.
Okay, Two-Spirit community, let's see. Two-Spirit refers to a person who identifies as having both masculine and a feminine spirit, and is used by some indigenous people to describe their sexual, gender, or spiritual identity. As an umbrella term, it may encompass same-sex attraction and a wide variety of gender variants, including people who might be described Western culture as gay, lesbian. So is it basically...
It's basically pansexual with extra steps.
Well, no, it would be bisexual more than pan, because they acknowledge gender. Two-Spirit people may also use terms from indigenous... So it is for indigenous language. Although I believe this might be indigenous Canadian. I don't know if it means Native Americans or
Can you find out what white woman invented
it? which
sounds,
corporation marketing man made this?
Yeah, it sounds stupid enough to be made by some white woman in marketing or in HR.
So it's pan-Indian. It was not intended to be interchangeable with LGBT Native American or gay Indian. Rather, it was created in English and then translated. So it is an American terminology, or at least English terminology, which was then brought over to the American or Native American dialect.
Oh look, white people forcing something on the natives once again.
Not blankets this time. Criticism of the term. Let's see. Let's read this before I just read it out loud.
No, come on, what is the point of that? Let the spice flow.
I mean, it's wiki, so it's boring as shit.
Oh, right. I thought you were reading it off of
Well, the Canadian website that was giving me the information initially ran dry. It wasn't a very long page for some reason. Let's see. I'm doing my due diligent research here. So when Michael gets back, I can hit him with the full weight of social justice.
You can give him the proper info treatment. Like, listen here, Nicole.
I am tired of this hashtag bigot. Tell you that much.
Two-spirit was invented by the deep state.
Fucking Alex Jones. Two-spirits is just there to take your freedom.
I love
Calm
him.
down, Mr. Jones.
He's such a meme. I fucking love him.
Well, so I find how fucking insane he is funny, because it's like, if you ever actually listen to his things, he just goes into random like anger spouts, where he's just like, I'm just so tired of the fucking child predators. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm a GD Christian, and I'm just so sorry to be swearing, and it's just like, whoa, somebody didn't have his alpha brain today.
It's hilarious.
It is. I mean, he's an entertainer. Although they've really pushed him to the background, haven't they?
I don't watch him like actively. Once in a while, I'll catch like a random clip of him.
What? Yeah, I think other than like him appearing in other people's shit, you would like have to pay for it. So, because he's like banned from YouTube.
I mean, he kind of got deplatformed from society, so he has to feed his kids somehow.
Alex Jones is the epitome of cancel culture. Well, the other problem with that is like, not only are people suing him and shit, but then his wife like is divorcing him and taking his money there too.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's just getting it from all fucking angles.
Poor Alex.
We need to go. I mean, as soon as they try to put a GoFundMe up for him, they remove it. This guy, isn't he the devil? No. Basically, society has become Bobby Boucher from the Waterboy's mother. Everything is the devil. Since there's people here and we have a little bit of a low, I'm going to post this again. I'd like everybody who has any interest to please go watch it. It's a link to my YouTube, specifically a video I made. If you have watched The Northman, probably don't watch this clip if you haven't seen The Northman and you don't want things spoiled minorly for you. But it's a video I made bridging the gap between The Northman and True Blood, both the Eric Northman character, obviously.
And here I thought you finally made your OnlyFans trailer public.
Oh, not yet. No. I'm so nervous for that reveal.
Come on, dude. You can do it. I told you last time.
I'm telling you right now what the filming's going like. I am going through tassels like water. They just seem to be no good after one shot. You know what I mean?
I feel ya. That's why you gotta do more Kegels, baby.
Oh, it's all about the squats and Kegels.
It's all about that pelvic floor
Yeah,
power.
you gotta get the ass and the taint tightened up. You're good to go.
Yeah. You gotta breathe into your balls, as one of my old mentors would say.
I'm tired of these loose tainted, saggy bald men. There's a boot camp for loose taint. It's just a bunch of dudes in a room with somebody screaming at them while they do Kegels. Oh man, gas prices are getting bad.
Oh, you guys are getting the casting couch 5-man treatment over there. Not that we aren't, but bro, you guys make it locally, like in your backyard, and it's still obnoxiously high.
Well, see, we don't, and that's part of the problem, right? Is we kind of like stopped making it locally in our backyard because.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be too political, but whether you hated Trump or you loved the guy, and unfortunately there's both sides of that story. We were fuel independent.
Yeah, like remove Trump from the picture and just look at the numbers regardless of who's in charge.
Yeah.
The numbers don't lie.
Frankly, I don't care who you put in. Like, I really don't. You can put in a whatever you want, any combination of anything you can if the numbers work out and the country's running fine. It's all good.
Yeah. That's the point, but sadly, a lot of people
$6
like
average across the U.S., but it seems like it'll be $6 by July. Oh, it's gonna be worse than that.
Oh God.
Because I'm in Chicago and we're at like just about $6 a gallon now. I think I paid like $5.70 something the other day. It's insane. Yeah,
do you
Yoji,
have
but
any of those?
the problem is you can say that it doesn't help when you start shutting down pipelines and things like that, though, either. This administration has made decisions that have not helped the cause in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, do you still have do you have any of those Let's Go Brandon stickers?
Dude,
To leave on
I
gas
took a
pumps?
picture of the first one I saw, and like because I hadn't seen one in the wild, you know, and then
Oh,
like I
did you
saw
go all
that,
Steve Irwin on it?
I was like, holy shit, dude, I found one, and then now they're everywhere. It's like they've just gone 100% mainstream. But why aren't we producing it for here is the question. Like that is the question. Why aren't we doing anything for this? And if that's the case, then under the Trump administration, why was gas so much cheaper? Was because this gas crisis isn't because what Russia did solely. I refuse to believe that because it's not true.
It started before that. I'm a
You
foreigner,
could
and I
probably
remember.
talk back to Desert Storm 1.
It shit's rough. The TODRs, that shit is rough.
And we're just going to keep getting hit. And I mean, it's going to get worse. And then you also have things like heat waves and shit coming in heavy now, too. It's going to be in the hundreds all week here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a heat wave in Spain as well.
I agree with that,
It's gonna
Yoji.
be...
Also, I feel like there's a big problem with this whole anti-nuclear energy. We really need to start putting some eggs in that basket.
Stupid. It's the most green energy out there, but idiots who are in their 70s are gonna go, but Chernobyl was built and run by retards. You don't have to be an engineer to guess what would happen eventually.
I gotta wonder, I really wish I knew the inside opinion that the global politicians and leaders feel on Biden. I would just like to get a survey just to because, I mean, one of the big talking points is when Trump was in power was look at this buffoon. How does he look to the international community? And you don't hear that shit at all now under Biden because,
Oh no.
I mean, we know the reason, media manipulation,
People,
but this,
people know the truth.
But I would just like to hear an unedited opinion from the international community on Biden. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it is what people say, and that's kind of the general sentiment. But I would love to hear another prominent leader in the international community be like, this dude's a fucking idiot, or this dude is not right. Whatever the case may be, I would just love to hear, because I mean, as Americans, we don't hear that shit. The media keeps us 100% tuned out to the international community's thoughts on anything of our government. If it isn't Trump, when Trump was in power, they tried to do as much smearing as they could. But with Biden, it's like, no, this guy he's with it. He's got the power and he understands. And it's like, does he? I think as an American, I should be able to ask that question.
Yeah.
Without being treated by hate or telling me I have a bias. No, as an American, I should be able to ask if my commander-in-chief is mentally sound enough to do this fucking job, and I don't think, from what I've seen, he is.
I think basically, the only way for you to get that opinion that you're looking for is to go really out of your way and look for.
I do.
Articles that are critiquing America.
I actually like to go on my VPN and go to different countries and areas and Google things and translate it to see what's out there. And yeah, I'm not finding love. I'm not finding a very good image of the U.S. But the problem is all of those articles are it's almost like there's a critique, but then it's kind of a worry, because if the American markets and everything goes down, the global markets do.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of oh shit. Yeah, it's almost like they're hesitant to be like they were counting on Trump to fuck up. And compared to this right now, what he was doing, although, not as boisterous as he claimed, we were in better shape then than we are now. I mean, it just is what it is. There are mitigating factors. I do believe Trump, at least in the beginning, has a share to blame with the inflation via his handouts, and he was the creator of the first $1,400 check, that sort of shit. That's the problem. Is everybody's got a hand, and I don't know, man. If you look at Trump's track when he was campaigning to when he was president, it's almost like he got in power, and as much as he tried to fight back, he was told basically there's a certain line. You really can't do much past this. There are a lot of economic damage done by Trump. I'd say by the American government in general. Once again, I felt like
that's the point of the government nowadays.
Well, yeah, it's the worst bank in the world. You know, he ran his mouth a lot about certain things while campaigning, and then didn't fulfill them, did certain other things, pulled money from the military for the wall, all sorts of shit. But I got to be honest with you, I don't agree with what the message is in government right now either. I mean, like I said, love or hate Trump, your average American was better off then than they are now for different reasons. But yeah, I mean, the problem is Biden actively ran on things that I don't agree with him on. I'm pro 2A. You know, that's a big one for me. I'm not happy about that. He ran on belittling and destroying the oil industry. He even said it so. Although when he talked about it, he said he would transition, and there's been no transitioning. Yeah, Guantanamo, there you go. Along with the photos of the kids in cages being from Obama era. Not to mention the women and children Obama had murdered via drone strikes. You know, no president is, every president's got blood on their hands, whether it be American or foreign. I mean, and here's the other thing is I don't agree with the open borders policy either. I just don't. I feel there needs to be some sort of order. I mean, you know, a country can only withstand so much before we are where we are in all regards. It's truly all George Washington's fault. He should have never seceded from Britain. Should have just stayed part of the Queen. Be much happier now. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you guys wouldn't be able to speak English? Like, look at the Anglos now. Like, English is probably their third language at this point.
Can you imagine that, though? If, like, that just never happened, and we're all just having this conversation, and our judges still wear white wigs and shit?
They'd be a lot cooler.
I don't know if your average crackhead going to get his sentencing would be happy about seeing a dude in a white wig in America. Yeah, and that's you know, and the problem is they put, you know, each side is pushed too, right? Like, I consider myself fairly center, but you're not allowed to be center anymore. You have to choose sides.
You're a fence sitter, aren't you? You're one of those. I
mean,
fucking love this stupid argument where idiots call centrists and libertarians fence sitters. Like, it's not that I'm not decided on, you know, what I think it should be done. It's neither your side or their side.
Let's see, but people glorify the founding fathers, however they were rich slave owners. I think the founding fathers, for some reasons, deserve to be glorified. I mean, they did create a country, but that doesn't mean the history needs to be ignorant to their negatives either. And that's the problem. But I mean, right there is this whole conversation is an unfortunate can't have a middle ground, right? There needs to be. I mean, I don't understand why we can't glorify a little bit by creating what I feel America I live here is a great nation in a lot of regards, not without its faults once again. But we need to stop this conversation of that, you know, you shouldn't glorify them because they did this, and vice versa. I think history, if you go that right, you're being ignorant to history no matter what. And I think it all needs to be out in the open. Explain exactly who are the ones that were slave owners and running this country and did the dirty, but also explain everything. Praying for the comet. Nah, man. I know Bruce Willis he can't even keep his line straight. He won't be able to save us this time. I do like when people say I'm praying for the comet. I mean, you know you're dead, right? I mean, if you're on your knees going, I'm praying for the comet so this sweet, sweet death takes me away, that makes sense. What happens if, like, here's the worst part about it, right? What if the comet hits and you just happen to be a survivor? How much would that suck? What's up, Nikki? You're like one of the few fucking survivors of the planet-ending comet? Which I would not want to be in that situation.
You better find some females then.
I would rather just fucking die with I would literally go with my family to the center of wherever this fucking comet's gonna hit to make sure it is the quickest, happiest death possible. Because I in no fucking way want to be a survivor of planet-ending comet. It's the size of Texas, sir. I don't want to be part of it. See, Negan wouldn't even survive in it because he was too emotional. I think if you're going to survive in planet-ending comet times, you just need to be like, everybody's dead. I need to become an animal. That's the only way to survive. You can't maintain human in apocalypse. And that's what people don't understand. We talk about the same thing with war. We talk about, oh, another American Civil War. People don't understand. If we had an American Civil War, humanity goes out the window. I hope you can withstand rape, torture, murder, all those nasty things we try to hide as a species of people. All those nasty things. That's what it actually means. And if you think about those things and you wince and can't take it, it's already done.
Hey, the Bale and Matt show. What happened?
We were talking about what it means to what happens if you're a survivor of the planet-ending comet.
Oh, I become a warlord.
Well, see, that's the thing, is it rolled into me talking about the same thing with like American Civil War. We talk about it like there's going to be another Civil War. And the truth is, unless you're somebody that can withstand brutality and become an animal, you're already dead.
Yeah, I'll slit your grandmother's throat in order to keep myself alive without even batting an eye.
Yeah, the old broad better not have the last can of fucking tuna because I will behead her for it.
No, I'll blow your dog's brains out in front of you first, just so that I'm not fucking around. And then I'll probably start off with
the dog. No. What are you doing? You keep the dog for food. You shoot the kid that they have.
Well, no, you can still eat the dog after you blow its brains out. I'm saying
meat doesn't last that long. You want to be a warlord, but you shouldn't be as bad as the ATF. Come on.
You mean they're going to take my cocaine and firearms? These pieces of shit.
At the very least, I'm being a lieutenant in the. I'll be the warlord's right hand man.
Once again, you think that people are going to band together? No, it's going to be an army of you because you're going to have to shred the rest of them.
No, of course people are going to band together. We're tribal.
Nope, not me. I'll lure you in. Yes, let's do this tribe, and then I'll poison all of you. More food from me.
Nah, man, you're gonna have small armies forming. Like in thinking like the really roughest parts of the world that are still relatively technologically unadvanced. When you look at like the mountains of Afghan, where they're literally.
Have you seen those? There was that crew that went to go photograph the tribe that people had never seen, and then they ended up getting speared to death.
Yeah, no, like they will try. I mean, we're tribal now. People pick a lane and
look at politics. Blue, red.
You know, people pick
I
a color.
belong to the Republican tribe. I'm part of Democratic tribe.
Right. They pick a lane. They stick to those lanes almost religiously. And I think in a complete like societal fallout, I think we'd go back to that. Like, okay, it's I'm gonna find some people.
Instantaneous. It would be brutal violence, and if you're not part of Snow Rip kind of thinking prevented me from getting leader training in the military. We try to train soldiers, not killers here. But that's the military. Once again, even doesn't matter where you live, when you're talking end times, you aren't training anybody for soldiers. You're training to take over and survive.
Yeah.
And that's what people need to understand. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be in a civil war. It could be the end of the world. If you're not ready to survive, you're already dead. By any means necessary.
I think in a thing like that where it's eat or be eaten, at that point it's like you're no different from the animals outside. And it's nice when you see a beautiful nature documentary that saves you from all the gore and brutality that is nature. It's lovely, but it's not the truth. The truth of the matter is actually something more akin to the Instagram account Nature is Metal, which is where animals brutally maul each other.
And their own.
When people who are anti-hunting say, "Oh, hunters shouldn't kill deer; they should die naturally on their own," and they think dying naturally means that the deer lives to a very old age and dies on a bed surrounded by its loved ones, when in actuality, the deer either gets so sick and decrepit it can't feed itself, or it gets mauled to death by a predator. Like that's basically the two ways that it happens. It's not pretty. And a complete societal collapse would make us as brutal as the animals that are trying to fight fucking blood and bone and tooth and claw to the bitter end.
The good news, Snow Rip, is at a certain point the ammunition would run dry and we'd all be on melee terms.
Mm-hmm. True.
So you wouldn't have by a certain point you really wouldn't have to worry about snipers unless you're talking like a crossbow or bow and arrow. By the way, start learning archery.
I like Yoji's going full Homelander in the comments.
Yep. I'd be fine. Once I have nothing to lose.
When the U.S. soldiers got killed in Iraq, they should have killed some terrorists and dropped their body parts overhead. Let the populace know you mean business.
See that I'm okay with shock and awe.
Well, dude, listen, man, I've known a few soldiers in my day, and a few of them aren't beyond that kind of stuff. I remember a friend of mine who will remain nameless, but an army man, an infantryman. One of the first firefights he got into, one of the members of, it may have been his platoon, was killed in action. And they went hard. They basically Swiss cheese an entire like warehouse style building. And when they got in there, nobody was left alive. And I may have allegedly seen videos of him dancing around the scene with the remnants of a torso, like he was like Jim Carrey in The Mask. And in one part of the video, again, this is alleged, as he picks up this like falling apart remnants of a body, parts of it, as he's dancing around like the fucking Joker with it, doing a little waltz, parts of it start to fall out, like entrails start spilling out of this thing. And man,
allegedly,
the laughing of me, him watching the video, him in the video, and his boys in the video it was a cacophonous uproar of hysterics. Just to kind of give you guys a sense of what people now can be, the way you can,
and that's war. That's not even apocalypse time,
right? And again, yeah, right. That's war, right? There are lines that are drawn for the most part. This would be a complete fucking free for all. So
yeah, this would be. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Has any movies fully captured that? Do you think, like, what it would actually be like? I don't think so. Not really. Because you think toilet paper shortages right now because of a pandemic are bad. Wait until they're shooting each other in the store. Oh wait, that already did kind of happen. Yeah, I don't know. Are you caught? You're caught up with the boys? You watched the new episode?
Sure.
Okay. Her friend, I knew that was going to happen. I called it.
Oh, dude, me too. Dude, the second that dude decided to have I'm not gonna say who, decide to let someone else in on the plan.
Well, I felt like as soon as she went to go make it clear to him that she was with Huey,
yeah,
and they immediately made him the good guy when he's like, dude, no, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
What's up, Nikki? She's leaving. She wasn't saying much.
Where's she going? Why? How come Nikki's not in voice chat?
She was here earlier. She said hi, and then she went quiet, and now she's leaving apparently.
Nikki.
Oh, she wants to leave because of the spoilers. Oh, no spoilers. I won't say anything. It's good. I won't say anything more. I'm really annoyed at the I'm so spoiled by because Stranger Things released to binge watch, and I'm fucking so spoiled by binge watching. Oh, I want more episodes now.
When does part 2 of season 4 come out?
July 1st, I think, of Stranger.
All right, well that's coming up. That'll be here soon. We love that show, and we don't want to wait weekly. Joe and I are waiting to binge it. Don't be stupid, Nikki. That's a stupid thing to do. Just watch it weekly, because otherwise,
I don't like waiting weekly either. But I can't not watch it.
Dude, you're gonna get spoiled. Matt and I aren't gonna spoil you, but you're on the internet. You're on Instagram. You're on Snapchat. Somebody's gonna fucking spoil it for you. Because even now, you're gonna get to the show's still going on. And we're not spoiling things. We're only 4 episodes in. But once you're 8 episodes in,
good build,
dude. A few weeks from now, I'm not gonna have any qualms. So I wouldn't spoil episode 4 now because it just happened. But but twists and turns that happen in episode 3 when we're on episode 6 is fucking fair game. Like if you haven't so I'm telling you, dude. I myself am probably gonna spoil stuff for you if you if you hang out in here if you don't watch The Boys up to date. Because
I've already been training day for her, so I have to be good.
And it won't be intentional. It's just, listen, man. The show's on. Watch the fucking show while it's live.
You could get spoiled at the grocery store, Nick.
Or don't be, or just get ready to be spoiled. What's up, Earthbound? How are you?
I feel bad because I'm somebody that can have shit spoiled for me, and I'm fine. Like I still enjoy it, and I understand why people don't like spoilers. Like Alex is he gets mad about spoilers, and I get it. It's just for me, it doesn't bother me. Like I could have you tell me the ending, right now, and I'd still go watch it and enjoy it. What's up, BB?
I get bummed about spoilers, I do, but within reason. So if the episode aired the night before and it's got a twist in it and you're on stream and you just decide to blurt out the ending without giving anybody a heads up, I feel like that's a dickhead move, right? At least give somebody at least give the general population some time to catch up, right? But
that's why we try to give a couple weeks at least. We really won't review. If a movie comes out on a Thursday, we're not going to review it the next day on the show. We don't want to fuck it up for people.
Right. So I do understand some leeway. But Nikki is going to watch the show until it's all out, which that's going to be a few months from now. Or at least another 6 weeks? I don't know how long the season is going to be.
I'd say Snow Rip bypass Game of Thrones for now because it's so long and all the Marvel shit, and just focus on Stranger Things at this point.
Yeah, I would say Stranger Things.
You know what we're going to be doing Friday, Michael? It's going to be so much fun.
What are you watching?
We are not doing an episode of the podcast live. We are instead going to record a watch, react, review video of Starship Troopers.
Oh my god, dude! Starship Troopers.
I love that movie.
I haven't watched that, dude. I haven't watched that movie in probably 20 years, man.
It's one of my favorite movies that captures propaganda.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah, are you doing your part?
I'm doing my part.
Serve now to become a citizen.
I tend to watch things when they're a bit long too, but I don't have Facebook and stuff, and I'll follow movies on Reddit. Spoilers not that bad to avoid, to be honest. But again, just you being on Twitch means that people may spoil you without dropping spoiler alerts. Which again, I think
people who watch things need somewhere to spoil things. I should create a channel of discussion in the Discord of movies, TV spoiler discussion, so people have an outlet to talk about it to people.
Listen. Give people a heads up, and be wary of timelines. Be wary of time frames, right? Like I said, like you just said earlier, if a movie just came out, and you get on stream, and you don't give anybody a heads up, and then you spoil the ending to, I don't know, Top Gun or Jurassic World or whatever else is the most recently released movie.
Maverick becomes a Scientologist.
Yeah, you're a dick. That's a dick move. But if somebody's like, "Hey, you just spoiled the ending of The Sixth Sense for me. I haven't seen it yet."
I didn't know The Village was in modern times.
Right? I think I've spoiled shit on this stream before for people that haven't watched the thing, but it wasn't a recent thing. It was an old thing. I was like, "Yeah, anyway, that ending of Lost was shit." It was within reason.
Can you believe they was dead the whole time?
Right? It's that
Paul
kind of shit.
Verhoeven, one of my favorite. I can name you 3 Paul Verhoeven directed movies right now: Starship Troopers, RoboCop, and Hollow Man.
Nice.
I really like Paul Verhoeven. He's I believe he also did Total Recall.
Classic. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is, if you want to hold off to wait to see a show rather than watch it live like a normal person, you've got to be okay with getting spoiled. There's just
all the cool kids are doing it.
You don't get to have your cake and eat it too. That's what I'm saying. Especially now, the age of the interweb.
What I'm saying is, if you have the opportunity to watch it live and you wait and it gets spoiled, Didn't get what you fucking deserve.
Yeah, dude, it's the same. Bale
Is that a
knows this.
Joker quote?
Yeah, it is.
You get what you fucking deserve.
Get what you fucking deserve.
There's a sequel coming out for it. Have you guys heard the chatter?
Yeah.
Have you heard the potential storyline?
Folie à deux.
It's gonna be
Or whatever it's
What's
called.
the storyline?
Wait, you think it's gonna be stupid with what? You don't like Willem Dafoe? Because that's the rumor.
Well, it's supposed to be
Rumor is 2 Jokers, and
Yeah.
one of them is gonna be Willem Dafoe.
2 Jokers,
I don't trust
or the title translates to the
Party
madness,
of 2 or something.
the
Oh,
madness of 2,
yeah.
or
I like Party of 2.
but also generally in more general terms, that means shared psychopathy, is what it is. So people are
He's
speculating
gonna
that
find his second half.
people are speculating he's going to find his second half. Some people are speculating Harlequin. Other people are saying that this isn't in regards to a specific person, but this is in regard to the shared madness that Joker will and has spread throughout Gotham. So rather than like the conventional cartoony ways of like, ooh, I'm going to poison the fish with Joker toxin, right? Instead of doing that whole thing, that like campy old hat Tim Burton era tricky clown, like, ooh, but Gotham's going to be cackling all night long, right? It's going to be Joker's basically going to continue where he left off in the last one, where he becomes a catalyst between the haves and the have-nots.
Did you hear his quote on him not doing the other Batman movies?
No, what do you say?
Or read it. He basically was like, they told me I was too dark. They told me I was too gothic, and then they put nipples on the bat suits. Is like paraphrasing what he said. Like, I guess the whole framework was they asked him about it, and he was kind of like, they told me I was too dark, and they didn't like the vision, and he's like, and now you have the Batman.
Oh, that's funny.
So I can understand being pissed off, because in some regard, he can kind of be the, I don't know if I want to say creator, but one of the first to do a dark superhero movie at all. And
But
here they are, that's the direction that they're going.
Tim Burton?
Yeah, Tim Burton. I mean, look at Batman and Batman Returns.
Batman and Batman Returns, compared to modern day movies, are children's cinema.
Disagree.
Batman,
one, maybe.
the first one, and even the second one is so campy. It's
When was the last
closer.
time you watched it, though?
2 years ago. It's closer to Adam West Batman than any of the modern Batman films. It's more child appropriate.
Yeah, but
it's as child appropriate as any modern Marvel movie.
I think you need to rewatch Batman Returns.
I literally watched it. I watched Batman Returns this last Christmas.
Like, are you talking like action on screen appropriate or dialogue? Because the dialogue in that movie, there are spots that are not child appropriate. It's much like when you watch old child's cartoons and you're like, wait, what the fuck? It's kind of like that.
Well, all right, language aside, what's the? I mean,
think about some of the stuff that does happen in the movie, right? You have, and you can look at it this way: a sexist, misogynist dude push Catwoman off and murder her, and then her cats revive her.
Right. So again, that's childish, right? That's the first cartoony kid thing. A person gets pushed off a building and doesn't die. Now you can say the argument for the pageant, the Gotham City beauty queen getting pushed off the thing, but even then.
Or corruption.
She,
I mean, it wasn't like a,
she dies by falling into a Christmas present, and they don't like show like a mangled corpse or anything. It's just she falls into a Christmas present. The Christmas present like caves in on itself, and she's dead.
I just thought about this. I'm literally arguing with you about it not being cartoony, and the main enemies are fucking clowns. Fuck me. Whatever, you win. I'm done. I can't argue past fucking clowns being shot out of Christmas presents that it's not fucking cartoony. So what am I supposed to say here? No, man, Batman punches people. Yeah, but the fucking guy he punched was a clown who shot out of a flower.
I will say, to your point, this about Tim Burton. Tim Burton was the first one that I could think of that there was a definitive gothic element to Batman.
Well, also tell me the ending of Batman 1 with the slow zoom in on Joker's dead face isn't a bit more hardcore.
That is hardcore. Like that scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Right?
So like with Batman 1.
In the background.
Batman 1. So it's a little bit of, you get some edge to it, but also you get you get Jack Nicholson doing an excellent job. So like the campy part is him dancing around to a Prince album while like, you know, marching band dancing.
Dude, 3/4 of the fucking soundtrack was made by Prince.
I know, that's pretty fucking remarkable. Which is dark, but then you see him burning the face of that one woman, right? Doesn't he like acid her face so like she has to wear that fucking mask around?
Yeah, I forget that part. That's right. Yeah.
So like there's
also his dudes kill a lot of cops, don't they?
Yeah, I would argue the first one is way darker than the second one, in my opinion. Maybe I need to rewatch it, but I will say in my head as an adult, it was very dark until I rewatched it 2 or 3 years back, the first one, and then I was amazed at how like silly it was in places, because I think of some of the most darker scenes in the movie. You know, Batman originally kind of unveiling himself from the shadows, the Joker death scene, some of the other horrific things that the Joker does. That in my mind had set the tone for the entire film. And then looking back at it as an adult, you realize like, oh no, this is very much like they were very silly in some ways, versus especially compared to the 2 recent modern versions of the Batman film that we know, Christopher Nolan and Matt Reeves' Batman films, which are very grounded and really, truly the Batman, the Gotham that the Batman lives in, Battinson, is really rough. Yeah.
Yeah, but Nolan, I mean, had to go dark, because when you look at what the previous Batman movies were, it was literally bat nipples, and like you had, what was it, Batman and Robin had like the whole circus element to it with lots of acrobatics and
neon
the weird
lights
neon colors.
Yeah.
Like it was like comic zany, you know what I mean? Like look at Bane's character in those movies. Look at I mean, you got what's his face is Two-Face.
Sure, Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey probably was the only one properly casted. Maybe if they're not doing the Joker, you know what I mean?
Yeah, very, 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 very cartoony. So in my head, the cartoony movies were, you know, all the Batman and Robin and Batman Forever were the 2 most silliest ones that felt more like an Adam West style, like kids cartoon. But I was actually shocked at how similar the Tim Burton films were to those. Who did that? Bruckheimer? No. Who was the guy that did those last 2?
I think it might have not. If it wasn't Bruckheimer, it was.
Yoji probably knows those last 2 ones.
My only thing I will say about Batman Returns specifically, that I think makes it a less silly movie than Returns or Forever, is the set pieces. Because when you watch Batman Returns, the set pieces are gigantic. Like downtown Gotham was created, you know what I mean? Like it was before they really had decent CG, and Tim Burton is a real life set guy. Schumacher, okay.
Joel Schumacher, that's who did it.
Schmuckmacher, you know what I'm saying? But I think that was the whole thing. Like I really like Returns, and I think I put it above the other 2. Simply because it had giant set pieces. Like the Penguin arc in that is incredibly dark. Like they gave him an incredibly dark story arc.
Yeah, I'll agree.
And so I don't take the other ones. Like for one thing, I don't think Clooney is a good Batman.
Ooh,
I didn't think Val Kilmer is a good Batman.
Val Kilmer, forgot.
Like I like Val Kilmer. He was great
Sure.
in The Saint, which came out around the same time. As a Batman, he was shit.
Not great.
You know, like, and they had a lot of people they could have put in the fucking suit back then that would have worked. That's the other problem, is how many actors that are now these ones that are huge were up and coming when those movies, or were just hitting their popularity when those movies came out. But the problem was the stigma for actors were, you know, if you do a comic book movie, your career is dead. You'll be typecast as stupid cartoon shit your whole life.
Clooney and Kilmer said they both did it for the money and it was too good to pass up. Yeah, right.
I get it. And as an actor, I probably would have done the same thing.
Sure. I mean,
but like it's still, as the audience member, as you know, whatever year old me, 10, 11, 13-year-old me. I mean, and I loved Schwarzenegger. I still
oh
do.
my god, I freaking forgot about Schwarzenegger and Uma Thurman.
I will defend his performance as he's the only performance in the movie I care about. Simply because I was a huge Schwarzenegger fan as a kid.
Who wasn't? Hey, Barty boy, what's up, stranger? Bard
Yeah,
Ross.
Every kid who was like, I was born in '89, but all of my movies and shit were. I mean, still a huge '80s movie nerd.
Yeah, of course.
Culture in that regard is still huge. Well, I mean, you know what? He should have. Damn it! Fuck the rest of them.
Yeah, no,
I do
man.
the movie. I freeze things.
Yeah, no,
I'm
listen,
fine
man.
with it. I go top credit.
90s Arnold, man. That's him in his peak.
Can you believe, like, can you imagine the people in that meeting for the studio was like, you want to go above George Clooney's name? Yeah, fuck George Clooney. I go top.
I mean,
like,
yeah, he was one of the few that could have done it. He was one of the few could have done it.
He did it. I mean, shit. I mean, he was a smart motherfucker when it came to his contracts.
Listen, he became the governor.
That's why he married a Kennedy. He was shrewd.
Yeah, he married a Kennedy, became the governor, and now he's Chris Pratt's dad-in-law. Right?
What a world we live in. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Pratt's banging a Schwarzenegger. Is she hot, that one?
Yeah.
And now people hate Chris Pratt. Explain that.
I do find it funny that, like, we live in such a clown world that a 40-something-year-old man who is starving himself to maintain that he has abs can't even post a video about the one little snack he gets a day.
Oh, people hate
without
him.
being hated.
People fucking hate Chris Pratt's guts, and I listen. He's like a born again Christian now, which is fucking weird. It's weird to me when anybody goes goo goo gaga over their religion, be it Scientology, Mormonism, hardcore Christianity, whatever. It's always like, oy vey, you know? Like, even if it's like a super Orthodox Jewish person or Muslim person, I'm always like, I always gotta, like, I don't want to say question their character, but part of me does wonder when anybody is just completely devout to an ideology, even if that is religion.
Well, here's the thing, right? Does it matter if they're devout to an ideology if they're not spewing it onto others?
No. Listen, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter at all, right? I mean, as far as like day-to-day life, who somebody else prays to doesn't affect me any. So no. In that regard, live and let live. And also, by the way, freedom of religion is one of the core tenets of this country's founding. And I think that's important, right? So absolutely live and let live. But again, as far as like specifically Chris Pratt, like that's one I don't get, because it doesn't seem like he's proselytizing, right? He's obviously.
Well, you even have like James Gunn, who, not being political, is a self-described Democrat. He's a lefty.
Sure is.
So like he comes out in defense of him and being like, he's a great dude. Like, you guys need to knock your shit off.
Yes.
And it's like, here's the thing, and I'm going to equate it this way. You see the same stupid behavior from both sides. So you have the left, the liberals hating Chris Pratt because he dares to post about how he loves God, right? You also have the let's ban Miss Marvel because she's Muslim group.
Oh, I did see that, Christians against Miss Marvel.
Yeah, so it's the same level
stupid.
of fucking insanity.
God,
just
man.
Polar opposites of the spectrum.
God, and the thing is, she's not even. It's one thing if like we saw Miss Marvel was like promoting the tenets of Islam and wearing a hijab and you know, shitting on it.
Gratifying 9/11.
Right, but like, yeah, it's like, listen,
Jesus,
you had it coming. No, she's not. Listen, no, she's not pro the people that committed 9/11. She's not.
Yet.
She's not. What's his name? Not. Well, what's the race baiting black author who's penning the Black Superman? She's not Ta-Nehisi Coates. Matt, did you hear about Ta-Nehisi Coates, world famous race baiter?
I feel like my blood is gonna boil. Do tell.
I want to find the direct. I want to find the direct quote from his book where he spoke about the 9/11 first responders. Ta-Nehisi Coates, who called 9/11 first responders menaces of nature, to speak at West Point.
Wait, hold on. First off, what was the context of him calling first responders menaces of nature?
Fair. That's a great question because again, what does that mean? And I want to find the full excerpt. I want to hear the full excerpt from his book because I want him to. I want his words to speak. His passage about 9/11 is a good summation of where he's coming from. He writes of the police and firefighters who died running into the burning buildings in a forlorn effort to save all the people whose bodies were about to be obliterated into dust. The quote begins, quote, "They were not human to me, black, white, whatever. They were menaces of nature. They were the fire, the comet, the storm, which could, with no justification, shatter my body." So that's what it is. So
I mean, does that make sense to fucking anybody?
No. What a fucking... Listen.
And he is penning the TV show of Black Superman or the comic of Black Superman?
The movie.
The movie. Oh, with, what's his face? Michael B. Jordan?
Allegedly, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought there was going to be a TV show. So at what point in that do you think it's going to be like Superman can save... He just goes full Homelander and chooses not to save a white family? He's just like, nah.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would laugh at that scene, I'm not going to lie.
Because they deserve it, because they're menaces of society, of course.
He's just like, nah, because of the patriarchy.
Yeah,
like,
so
what?
To circle back to Ms. Marvel. Ms. Marvel isn't that. She doesn't sound like she was written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. You know, we don't see her spit on a memorial to 9/11 at any point.
Well, here's the thing. From what I understand, her Muslim faith is a part of her character. She speaks of like her costume having a hijab, which means that all of that hate is simply due to the fact that she is Muslim. I mean, legitimately.
Part of her character's arc is how her family are, more devout in their beliefs, and how being a Marvel superhero are going to kind of come into contrast with those beliefs.
Well, here's the problem Disney's created, right? Because normally I would say, and we talked about this the other day. If you don't like Miss Marvel, it wasn't made for you, right?
Sure.
The problem with that theory now, and I thought about this, is Disney has intertwined all of these TV shows into the movies. So from what used to be or could have been, if it's not for you, don't watch it, is now, well, it's not for you, but if you don't watch it, like, I don't want to watch WandaVision. But if I don't watch it, I will have missing pieces of Doctor Strange too. So they've removed the situation of if you don't like it, don't watch it, because now you're forced to even understand potentially what's happening in the movies or other projects thereafter.
Yeah, no, they definitely have. They're making it so that you can skip it if you want to not know.
Listen, it's a teenage dramedy, action dramedy about a Muslim girl. It's not for you, don't watch it. And it's like, by the way, Avengers 7, she's the leader, so you should probably watch her show. It's like, okay.
Well, let's see. Cruz got into
WandaVision is just one season. You don't want to watch it, don't watch it. And she's co-starring in Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, she's the main
protagonist.
Cruz got into Scientology from his first wife, Mimi Rogers. I don't know who that is. He wanted to leave, but he can't because they have lots of dirt on him. They convinced him that he is Scientology Jesus, and they force Scientologists to do tons of work for Cruz for free. If we went to go after the people who did 9/11, we should go after the Saudis. Absolutely, 100%. Right. No, but the Saudis have the oil, so we got to give them money instead.
Oh, well, not only that, but our government has ties to the Saudis' families for fucking generations of war. My question is, what dirt do you think they have on Cruz? Like, what is so bad that he won't leave? Like, he's either gay and doesn't want it to be known, or he killed somebody.
It's got to be. I'm guessing it's like Epstein's level of shit. The reason why
you think so,
dude, I'm thinking the reason why Scientology is as powerful as they are is I think what they do is they get you into the cult, and then they
blackmail religion.
They put you into compromising positions, right? You know, you're at a party, you got a few drinks, you see a lady, you know, you start having fun. Oh, wait, you thought she was in her 20s. You thought she was in her 20s. No. No, that's not at all what it says on her non-driver's license, because she can't get one because she's that underage. And then you're like, oh my God.
Read the tattoo.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to blow my fucking brains out. It's like, oh, no. Don't blow your brains out. Just stay being a Scientologist, and we'll just keep our evidence locked up nice and tight. And nobody ever has to hear about this.
Do you think it's just one of those scenes where he's in a dark room and the phone rings and it's just like, we can make this go away, Mr. Cruz. Say the word. Do some things for Scientology.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. Dude, people are, again, we talked about, people are fucking animals, man. And I could easily see people in power.
What if he just believes in it?
That's another possibility.
Just fucking nutso?
Another possibility is they've treated him like Scientology Jesus for so long.
Yep.
They kiss his ass.
Jesus to them, basically.
There's they give him awards. They put him. He's at the top of the heap now. I mean, dude, have you ever seen any of those Scientology documentaries where they think they might be keeping people captive against their will in certain parts of the organization?
Now, the other thing is like what Leah Remini came out and talked about, as well as like the whole thing of the media smear they put on you when you leave. Like the whole thing is their whole game is like, and the other thing is they charge these people tons and shitloads of money.
Oh yeah, they do.
Like if you're deep in, like Tom Cruise has probably spent a considerable amount of his fortune by giving it to Scientology. He's probably single-handedly keeping it afloat. Him and fucking Travolta.
Scientology has a security department and muscle. They had people infiltrate the government to get a tax-free status. Yeah, no, Elron, when he was still alive, managed to like bully and push and lobby his way into Scientology getting the tax-free.
No, Tom Cruise had to pay his dues. They all do. Somewhere along the line, he gave lots of money to that organization. Because they're all, you got to remember, Scientology is, they're all shit when they start. You got to build your way up into that. I mean, he's like now like Delta Gamma Beta level or whatever he is. I don't know. Xenor Proxer. Some weird shit like that.
How dare you talk about Xenu like that?
They're emperor now.
Infiltrate the government as employees. I mean, what do they actually fucking believe in? Like, what is the whole?
Don't look at me,
like,
man.
if you're a Scientologist, what do you talk about when you talk? Like, people are like, oh, describe your religion.
Don't look at me, dude. I have Scientology, man.
And here's the thing, right? Tom Cruise long ago talked about Barbara Walters and like how he had not had a cold in a decade. He I mean, not even the sniffles, right? Yet COVID hits, and the guy freaks out when a person doesn't wear their mask.
Well,
definitely afraid of COVID.
He's not afraid of COVID.
No, he is, and I'm saying this because if he gets it, all of his bullshit, or a lot of that bullshit, goes out the wayside because he's human like the rest of us, right? The whole illusion of Tom Cruise is the guy is a robot. He doesn't age. He doesn't get ill.
Right. No, listen, I see what you're saying. That's a fair point to be afraid of COVID. But the videos of him freaking out, I think, have got nothing to do with his fear of COVID whatsoever.
It's financial.
It's all about.
But you know what? I was actually on his side on that one, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, dude. If you were I think any business owner trying to work during the throes of the fucking pandemic.
How much money? I mean, he produced it. How much money of his own money was in that movie?
Yeah, no. He probably has all kinds of points in the back end. Who knows what he's doing with the investing? He probably.
Look at Alec Baldwin. He had his own money in that movie. That's why he still wanted it released.
Yeah, that's why he wanted to shoot everybody on film.
He's like, you know what, you actors, I don't want to pay you.
I'm not going to pay you.
Director. I called my own daughter a pig.
He did. Yeah, she was like 12 years old. You're a greedy little pig.
You little greedy little pig, just like your mother, your fucking cunt mother. And it's like, well, Mel Gibson, you need to calm down.
Yeah, dude, what's up with these guys, man? Because
I'm telling you, dude, it's ego mixed with alcohol.
God damn, dude.
Like, have you ever seen that dude at the bar that just thinks he's God's gift to women? Have you ever seen one of those guys get turned down or get treated by somebody?
They fly off the fucking handle.
Yeah, they can't. Their ego cannot take someone else not looking at them as though they're not above them.
Yeah, I know
So,
exactly
like,
what you're talking about.
like so all it is magnified by more money, more power. Like you have dudes like that are broke as shit, but they go to the gym and they're in good shape and they act that way. You know, Alec Baldwin, 100, $300 million, Tom Cruise, $400 million. These guys, these dudes that have the ego and the money, look at Mel Gibson. I mean, once again, ego, money, alcohol.
Ego, money, father's a Holocaust denier.
Well, yeah, I mean that's. Then you see videos of him like saluting Trump when he's at like. The
Oh my God,
like,
Gibson!
What the fuck are you doing? For one thing, let's just start at the wee beginning. You're fucking Australian, man.
Yeah,
like he's. I mean, he's from Australia. First off.
Second off, you've never served in any of the.
Never served.
In the armed forces.
Like I'm sorry. You are not Martin Rings. You did not serve in Vietnam.
Yeah,
okay?
no.
That's not how it works.
Oh my God, man. Jeez, you want to give this guy the benefit of the doubt because I'm a sucker for a good redemption story.
That's sketchy.
But my God, man, come on.
I like Mel Gibson. I like his movies. I have no problem with the guy. But if like, it's hard to also. That's why I don't defend people because no matter what, like even if I love him as an actor, there's wacky shit like that. Like it's the same realm with Ezra Miller. And like if you love him as an actor, and he's over here like.
He's over here stealing kids.
A family saying, that you're grooming their daughter. And then the daughter, as like, typical fucking groomed poor child would be. No, he hasn't groomed me. Everything is okay.
Dude, I watched that video because somebody was like, yo, hang on. I know you don't care. I was like scrolling through YouTube and somebody's like, hey, don't go anywhere. I know you don't care about Ezra Miller or this thing, but watch this video. And then like they showed her when she was 16. She's like, hey, welcome to my YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so-and-so. And then they showed her like the current video of her when she's talking about Ezra Miller didn't brainwash me.
I made my own decisions on my own free will.
It's like, what does that
say?
It's like,
she's reading
yeah, right? It's
cards.
like, does he have a gun on her behind the camera?
What does the Church of Scientology have on you, Ezra? But yeah, it's just that dude's like, it's gonna come out that he holds people in his basement or some shit. That guy just, I just get fucking like that's
something else, man.
I'll put it this way. If he was a private citizen that wasn't famous,
dude,
he's committed by now.
Dude, without the money and fame and like,
he is a 5150 2 issues ago.
Well, dude, we talked about this earlier because people were like, hang on, Ezra Miller's basically doing a world chair. He's doing a world tour where he throws chairs and chokes out women around the globe.
You're coming to a town near you. I'll be at a local dive bar in Florida somewhere, whipping chairs Waffle House style.
Hey, is there a woman in your life you'd like to have strangled by Ezra Miller? Well, then come down to Miami's favorite dive bar. He'll be there.
You want somebody to scream in your face that they'll fucking murder you? Now touring with Steve-O.
You ever want to have a non-binary they/them spit right in your mouth and try to take you out? Well, look no further. Ezra Miller is coming to a town near you. So people were like,
you want somebody that looks like Twink Jesus Christ to come to your door and threaten your senior wife?
Yeah, he'll call her a whore right to her dirty face.
She hasn't seen a cock in years. That doesn't matter to Mr. Miller.
Dude, so people were like, "What the fuck is that? Why? Like in the same age where you get Johnny Depp is canceled on a whim, more or less. Why the fuck does Ezra Miller get a pass? And also, why are none of these charges sticking? What the fuck is happening?" And then you realize,
as soon as Amber Heard wrote her op-ed, somebody at Disney was like, "Oh, damn it!" And somebody was like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "Jack Sparrow just died."
Yeah. So in this kooky world that we live in, we think, okay, all right. So, but even if he's a they/them, he's still committing assault. So what's going on with that? And you realize, well, then you look at the fine print, and its charges were dropped. You see that across the board. Ezra Miller chokes out so and so. Ezra Miller throws out.
He can pay, the studios are paying for his lawyer because they got a movie coming out.
Bingo. Ezra Miller has been at the top of the box office charts for some time now with a lot of Warner Brothers properties, and God knows who else might be hiring Ezra Miller because these movies sometimes take years to come out. Who knows what he's got in the can? Who knows what kind of investors are banking on the name Ezra Miller? So they need to hire someone to make these charges disappear. And the thing about, to your point, Matt, because Matt's like, if he was a normal person, he would be behind bars. He would.
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't have the benefit of fixers and big money men to show up and make our problems go away.
If I whip a chair and a woman, Waffle House style, I am going to jail.
Yes.
But
even if you were they, them, zay, them, whatever, the cops.
With my beard, I don't think I can get away with anything. But
you know
dude.
what? The second the body cams are off, the cops would knock some gender into you on the way to the fucking the graveyard.
It must have malfunctioned. Oh, did it malfunction when you knocked out his teeth? Sir, you shouldn't assume it's their gender. Okay.
Yeah.
He did say he was they them. Oops, I fucked up, sir.
I knocked out they's teeth.
Yes. Yeah. They're gonna rape you, you fucking bigot.
Oh. Anyway, but yes. So, like, of course, a lot of it, the way the media covers it, a lot of it has to do with him being non-binary and queer.
Well, dude,
or
Warner
whatever.
Brothers is overtime with the cover-up.
Yeah, but
like Ezra Miller's in hiding right now. They can't find him. What we have to do is much like in the movies, you have to wait until the next event to track it. So we just gotta wait until an elderly female is punched in the face or threatened or Waffle House chair thrown.
He'll snap.
We'll wait.
Yep. He'll get into one of his moods, and then he'll see a chair out of the corner of his eye, and he'll see a woman out of the other corner, and he'll put two and two together. We'll figure out where he is.
Some poor waitress will be like, "How are you doing today, sir?" Or sugar, and he'll be like, "It's they," and fucking smash a glass over her head. Whatever.
Want some more tea,
find
sugar?
When it happens.
Hey, honey, you want some more?
Just some elderly fucking waitress who kind of loves her life until that day.
Hey there,
Thinks
honey,
about
you want some more coffee with that pie? It's on, honey. I'm Zay.
I asked for all natural agave. Oh, I'm sorry, sugar. You want some sugar? Smash.
It's like,
he needs to stop drinking.
It's like
drugging.
It's like, yes, officer. Could you describe to us what you saw again? I saw Ezra Miller go off the top ropes and People's elbow the waitress at this diner.
I gotta tell you, when they talked about calling the police, he was sure fast when he ran out of here. They do call him the Flash, don't they?
He stone cold stunned the entire wait staff.
I don't even know what a jabroni is.
I like to think that Ezra Miller thinks that he's a wrestler, and that's what he's doing.
That's the bottom line, because Ezra Miller said so, and then he runs out. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's just attacking. Like, why is it all food establishments and bars too? He's just like, how dare you serve food at 1 a.m. and it's like, Mr. Miller, it's 7 p.m. Fuck you! I'll kill you. Here's a chair.
If you smell what the Miller's cooking, and then
I hope it ends poorly to where like he just fucks with the wrong person, and the next thing we see on the news is like, Ezra Miller in a coma tonight after attacking a hefty fella in a bar, screaming about murdering him and his senior citizen wife. Next thing you know, across the room, witnesses say his head was put through the plaster.
I watched Mr. Miller come in.
Ezra Miller getting funky with a biker gang.
Ezra Miller then called them white power trash, and they proceeded to stomp his face into a puddle of goo.
Mr. Miller walked in, he made a beeline for the midget in his wheelchair, pilled him out, and he tombstoned him right there on the linoleum.
I don't know what happened, but he said something about the people's elbow and just lost his mind.
It's they, them, brother.
He said, they, them.
Diversity win, Ezra Miller. Diversity win, Ezra Miller struck you with a folding chair. Oh my! There's a slobber knocker in the Waffle House tonight.
Ezra Miller gets in a fight and people are like, what happened? And he's like, they challenged me and I'm gonna show them that the cream will rise to the top.
Where'd you get that microphone from?
Oh yeah, it's they, brother.
It's they, them, brother. Cream of the crop.
You and me, Madison Square Garden. Calm down, Mel.
Ooh, you and your whore grandma, I'm coming for you.
Right? He just starts wooing like Ric Flair, like he's lost his mind.
Oh, fuck, dude. God damn it.
Going to bed.
How has nobody slapped the shit out of Ezra Miller thus far,
right?
man?
Because he's literally just attacking women. That's why.
I know, but like, do those women not belong to anybody? Who owns these women? Where are
Wait
their
until one of them's carrying a fucking gun and they're like, "Whip a fucking chair at me, will you, little bit?" And fucking clack clack.
Well, the other thing is, man.
Wait until he fights a woman that doesn't, and they
Dude, not all women who could fight look like Gina Carano. Some of them are much more svelte,
No,
but
they'll
they'll easily be able to choke the shit out of you.
You don't have to be super muscular to be really good at jujitsu.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna meet.
Jujitsu women are like shadow operators.
He's gonna take the fucking folding chair to the wrong broad, and she's gonna fucking choke him the fuck out, dude.
Oh yeah, she's gonna deflect the chair, and then within 0.3 seconds it takes for him to react, she's gonna be all up on him like a spider monkey.
Yeah, no. So until then, like Yoji says, just wait at the local Hawaiian bar until he shows up. He's like an entity that you can't quite pin down when they're gonna show up next.
We have to wait for the energy to surge, sir.
He's like the wild hunt from The Witcher.
We're tracking Siri, we think.
The situation, the environment must be perfect. It's a perfect storm.
It's the perfect time for the Ezra storm.
Listen, I hear they, them on the wind. They're coming.
It's whispers. They.
Bill, why are you going to bed so early?
What time is it? His time?
Because it's 11:30 and I gotta get up at 7 so I don't work out when it gets hot.
Okay.
How about this? You stick around, hang out, and man up or whatever.
Yeah, have you considered manning up?
My gym is a warehouse. My gym is a warehouse box converted into a gym, so there is no airflow.
I mean, I'm just saying it's a good way to cut the fat by sweat working.
Yeah, working out in the
sauna. That's
sauna.
Why they do hot yoga. Why they do hot yoga. Drippity drip.
One from California.
That's what it is.
What am I?
I don't know. You can't, if you're from California, you really can't assume it's a woman.
Yeah, you can't assume it's anything.
How dare you? Well, have a good night. I mean, enjoy your not super hot workout, I guess.
Yeah. I wonder. We should get Bale to watch. We should get Bale to watch Letterkenny or Shorzy.
I would. Yeah, you would.
Letterkenny first.
Really love both. Letterkenny for sure first. If you're into just kind of goofy shit, it's great, but it's really well written.
I'm down with well written comedy.
It is. It's out of like left field too, because you wouldn't expect this cast of characters and the level of I want to say nuance in the show.
Good,
yeah, and it's a hard R too.
Show.
Yeah, it's a great show. It's basically about
the
whole subject matter is it's about Canadian hillbillies essentially. But if you say that to somebody, they're kind of like thinking Trailer Park Boys, and it's different. It's a very funny take on it.
I might watch. Just DM them to me so I have a list of them. Not a list, but a note.
Fuck you, Riley.
I
can
obtain a photo.
I can obtain. Oh,
fuck
geez,
you,
that
Riley.
sounds
Your mom
haunting.
molested me 2 holidays ago. Sorry, I'm trying to read this fucking quote.
Keeps blowing up my phone. I'm not slandering Trailer Park Boys. I'm just saying Letterkenny is a different type of funny.
It is.
DM them to me so I have a note of them. So whenever I have the opportunity to watch them, I can pull them up and not have to be like, "What was that show again?"
Here's the quote. Fuck you, Riley. Your mom molested me 2 Halloweens ago. Shut the fuck up or I'm talking to Twitter.
Meanwhile, most of these quotes throughout Letterkenny are given to somebody who's taking a shit. At one point, he's doing a handstand in the shower, buck naked, while delivering these lines.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking why?
No reason. That's why it's fucking funny. Like, the shitting thing is because he's always just shitting. But there is just random things like that where he's literally doing I think he was explaining about getting his asshole completely cleaned.
Okay. Whenever I have the chance, I'll check them out. I can
It's worth it.
obtain a photo.
Fuck you, Jonesy. Your mom just liked an Instagram post of mine from 2 years ago in Puerto Vallarta. Oh my god, dude. It's so stupid, man. I'm trying to... These are so fucking ridiculous.
I took a shower so I don't have to go to bed sweaty, but all this laughing and goofing off about Ezra Miller being arrested. I'm gonna get sweaty again, so...
Okay. Letterkenny goes super hard.
I mean, yeah,
What's
but
up,
there's
Sketchy
some, like, Wayne's got a lot of good ones. Like, here's one from Wayne. Oh, get off the cross. We need the wood.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good one.
That's good.
You have a problem with a majestic Canadian goose, and you have a problem with me.
Oh, dude, I will say I kind of love Jared Kiso's unabashed love of Canada.
Not only that, but like and as a straight man, I'm gonna acknowledge this dude's in great shape.
He's in great shape.
Like he looks like he could kick ass.
People are saying that he'd be a good casting for Wolverine, based on his build, jawline, thick neck.
He is a little tall for Wolverine.
He's a little tall, but Hollywood.
But so
there's no way Hollywood's gonna go anybody less than 5'10".
I mean, I would. Thanks, Yoji. You are correct. I would. I'd be okay with seeing him. I mean, I don't want to see like people talk about like Tom Hardy, and then it's just like
nah.
He's gay.
I think also he literally was before he did Letterkenny was doing a fucking Canadian cop drama.
Yeah, he did. I did see photos of that. I didn't actually see the show. Jared Kiso. I want to see how tall he is, because I would have guessed like 6'1", 6'2", but I wonder.
It's a hard life picking stones and pulling teats, but as sure as God's got sandals, it beats fighting dudes with treasure trails.
Dude, he's only 5'10". By Hollywood, he's practically a midget. That's pretty small.
Right. That's not bad. Okay, yeah, I guess he would work.
Like
I mean, Hugh Jackman, I think, was around that actually.
Jackman's like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, he was really tall for Wolverine, so 5'9" works fine. I mean, Wolverine, if you want to go by comics, is like 5'5", which is really fucking short. That's Kevin Hart.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you're going by height, you're gonna need the only person who's Hollywood of that height that's even remotely close to a leading man is Daniel Radcliffe. So unless you want Daniel Radcliffe Wolverine, which
Mark Wahlberg, he's not exactly tall. I think he's like 5'8" or 5'9".
That's so stupid. Come on, get a short king in there for Wolverine. Plus Wolverine's. Well, listen, dude. Again, Hugh Jackman 6'2". The shortest short king you're gonna get for Wolverine is probably gonna be maybe 5'9", 5'10". So, dude, Kiso he's got the build for it, man. The guy's got a giant fucking back.
Wahlberg may be old, but he's still ripped.
Sure.
Just saying.
But I'm thinking they're gonna want somebody in his 30s if they were to recast.
I am unless Daniel Radcliffe gets on a serious fucking steroid.
Dude,
regimen,
unless he starts juicing, dude. Radcliffe he's got the height, but man, he'd have to really.
Now I gotta look up short actors, because I saw articles where people are like, Harry Potter could be Wolverine, and I was like, God damn it, they're gonna ruin Blade, they're gonna ruin X-Men.
But yeah, no. Most of all, Kiso is from the fucking Great North, the Great White North.
All right, so let's see. Al Pacino. Look at Al Pacino on it. Fucking I'm the Wolverine.
Let's see.
I'm just looking. That's Ken Jeong. Billy Crystal.
Oh my God.
All right, Jesse Eisenberg. Right? He's 5'7". We can get him bulked up. Dave Franco. What about Dave Franco? I'd actually be okay with Dave Franco. I like Dave Franco. Zach Galifianakis. Jonah Hill is only 5'7".
People are doing Daniel Radcliffe Wolverine fan art.
What about James McAvoy? Oh wait, he's already Professor X. Fuck. Wait, no, he's no longer Professor X. James McAvoy. But the problem is he's already in his 40s.
Yeah.
Al Pacino is 82, by the way. What about Ben Stiller?
Ben Stiller, who's in his 60s.
Close to it, 56. I don't know, man. I'm not seeing a whole lot of good listings here. Jet Li.
Yeah, man. So I don't.
Aziz Ansari.
Oh my God.
For the other
hey, I'm Wolverine.
Hey guys, I just tweeted you. Jack Black is Wolverine.
That would be funny.
Here's a good one. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. How old is he now? He's 40. Elijah Wood. Yeah, okay.
Get Kiso in there. I'm all for this. Elijah Wood.
What about Martin Lawrence?
Option.
He's only 5'6".
Black Wolverine?
Black Wolverine? I'm down with Martin. Dustin Hoffman. 84 years young.
Geriatric Wolverine.
Yeah. You know, I just tired.
This Wolverine does age.
Scott Conn is 45 though. Emilio Estevez.
You was Wolverine when he was nearing 40. But that's not when he was cast, right?
I think you need to go young though. You need to go like 30 years old so you can get 20 years out of it.
Exactly. That's exactly what Marvel's going to want. They're going to want because
I'm just, like all of these short guys. All right, Josh Hutcherson from
Oh
Game
my
of
god,
Thrones.
fucking Hunger Games, dude?
Our Hunger Games, 29 years old, 5'5". If they put him on a steroid regimen, he's got the thickness in his actual natural build.
All right, so listen. So we're voting if we want to go short kings. Here, I got some Daniel Radcliffe. if we're going short kings, we're either doing Radcliffe on steroids, lots of steroids, or we're doing Josh Hutcherson, aka Josh, or PETA from Hunger Games.
Yeah, PETA.
Or Harry Potter.
So Radcliffe is actually in really good shape.
But juiced up. We got to juice these boys are going juiced.
Get him the Chris Hemsworth diet.
Oh yeah, the Hemsworth guy. But the Hemsworth guy's too tall, man. We're going short king.
No, he's got a brother who's older, who's shorter though.
He better be in his 30s.
Breckin Meyer, he's already 47.
Bard
Frankie Muniz.
The guy with brain damage?
Oof, David Spade.
Oh, Jackman was 30, 31. Yeah, no, that's the perfect Wolverine age. So
Yeah,
you
peaced out at the proper time.
Yeah, and then you keep him, and then by the time he starts getting a little longer in the tooth, just like you, Jackman, you use a little bit of makeup, you use a little bit of like de-aging effect to keep him that young.
If Kevin Hart was younger, I'd be okay with him. No, Liam Hemsworth is also tall. They have an older brother who's shorter than them both.
Oh wait, that guy was on Westworld.
I think so.
Yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss. Here's one. Wolverine, 62-year-old Jason Alexander. Serenity now.
Liam is a talentless douchebag. Forget trying to make him a star. Chris is the one with the looks and the talent. Wow.
Chris Hemsworth really is a pretty awesome dude. I like him and Chris Pratt would be an awesome man date. I'd go out to drinks with them.
I bet those two.
What about Seth Green, guys? He's only 48.
Seth Green, forgot, man. You're bringing up names that like I haven't thought of in the last 20 years.
You hear how stupid that guy is?
Seth Green.
He wants to release a cartoon about based on this NFT. Somebody fishes it from him in an email scam. He then pays them $300,000 for it.
Oh my god, dude.
That's literally a half hour's worth of work these people fucking put in. And they're $300,000 richer because he's a dumbass. Seth Green, who's supposed to be on top of technology, that's why he's trying to make a stupid cartoon off of a fucking NFT, gets it fished through email? Are you really?
Yeah, no, I saw that
article. How
article.
stupid are you?
God. He's a hot, talentless douchebag. Wasn't he married to Miley Cyrus for a bit, Yoji?
Yeah. That
man,
ball.
She's got a voice on her, man. She sounds like a singing ashtray.
I'm gonna go with Joe Pesci for Wolverine.
He's dead, isn't he? No. Is he still alive?
No. What about 48-year-old David Faustino, who's 5'3"? You may know him as Bud from Married with Children.
Yeah. Who can't remember Faustino?
Here we go. 53-year-old Patton Oswalt. That blowhard.
Man, I like Patton Oswalt so much more before Twitter.
The last straw with me, because I'm okay with separating.
I know exactly where you're going with this. Preach. Tell us what that asshole did.
The problem is he's now anti-comedy. He's basically come out and said there are certain guidelines and certain things you shouldn't touch in comedy. And he's here to guide comedians through. That is not comedy.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
For one thing, laughter is involuntary. The fact that you laugh at inappropriate jokes is the whole fucking point, because the whole idea is, yes, it's terrible. Like when I make jokes about my mom being dead. Is it dark? Yes, but that's the whole fucking point, because you're not supposed to laugh at that, but you don't choose to. And he's like, somebody the other day told me, with the Ricky Gervais bit about the transgender, that he's just antagonizing them now. And I said, how so? In that case, that means all jokes. Why should groups be exempt from comedy? That's not antagonizing. It's comedy. It's free speech.
Patton Oswalt took a photo with fucking Dave Chappelle, Buds.
Yep.
And then day later, apologizes for it. God, man, talk about no fucking backbone, no fucking scruples, no principles. To Matt's point, again, comedy has to be all or nothing. Either everything's on the table or nothing's on the table. Nothing should be beyond humor. Beyond being.
And here's the thing. We're talking about
mocked
actual jokes. We're not talking about somebody getting on stage and being like, I hate fat people. I hate gays. I hate blacks. That's not comedy.
Right.
We're talking about comedy. Comedy is the idea of you say things that you more than likely don't believe to elicit a reaction from the audience, nothing more. I don't understand. And there's this double standard, right? Comedy is the only form of art that we attack for things a decade ago they said, jokes they said, or 20 years ago for jokes they said. We don't attack an actor because they played a Nazi. We don't attack an actor for being a racist in a movie. Why would we attack comedy for that? It is not their personal opinion. It is a art.
It's literally a performance. It's a performative art. That's all. Let's see. The security guards at work send out phishing emails. I keep ignoring them to piss them off. Well, the security guys at work.
Patton Oswalt, I guarantee you, is pretty he's white man wealthy. I guarantee you Patton Oswalt is sitting pretty easy. I'm going to say 50 million and above, considering not only the comedy tours and he's part of the Goldbergs and his writing and his other ventures. Yeah, I'd argue Patton Oswalt is far more comfortable than even your above average citizen.
Oh no, he's definitely worth millions, Patton Oswalt, man. That dude has worked nonstop for over the last 20 years.
Yeah, he doesn't have to work anymore, I'll put it that way, without losing his lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, unless Patton Oswalt has pulled like a Nick Cage or something, and he's pissed away all of his money that he's ever earned on comic books and garbage, which who knows, he might have. He should be fucking fine. But no,
I think the problem is all of those old. You have some comedians that kind of took themselves out of the scene. Look at his old running partner, Brian, not Brian Regan. The awkward looking motherfucker.
You talk the giant awkward dude who looks like
Yeah. When was the last time you really heard from him? Like the last thing he did was he put out a mock metal album.
I forgot. Brian Posehn?
Yeah, Posehn. There you go.
Brian Posehn. Yeah. That guy.
He got that Ratatouille money, Joe says, maybe. But like, that's the thing is like, if you're a comedian and you're high profile, you are walking through a fucking minefield. 10 million still a plenty comfortable life. If that's your net worth with assets and everything, I don't know if he's still touring or not. I think he stopped due to COVID for a while, but I'd imagine they all have to go back to work at some fucking point.
Let's see.
Danny DeVito is Wolverine.
Trust me, the shit I want to say aloud about how badly my workplace is managed. Why are people, Yoji? Why are your work coworkers sending you phishing emails? But it's
ridiculous.
It's such an easy target for low-effort activists. Hey, let's watch some old comedy specials that we know have outdated sound bites so we can rage and then call it a day. Yeah. Yeah, why don't we take these jokes and instead of treating them like jokes and the jokes and performance art that they are, let's just pretend that they're a fucking TED Talk and critique it as such. I completed this.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all goofy. George Orwell had it wrong.
Why would Orwell say?
Well, he thought that the downfall would be the totalitarian government, and instead it's the people. We enjoy ratting each other out.
Oh yeah, for social media points.
Yeah, I mean it's it's Fahrenheit 451 where the citizens point out those who are feeling, those who have artwork.
I'm a network engineer. There are other offices. The security office has to pretend like they're doing work and make people feel good about finding the fake phishing email. Oh boy. Yoji, that sounds like a giant waste of your time.
I mean, the only thing I'm saying is Seth Green really that busy that he's got so many emails coming in that he gets like, fire the assistant if it wasn't you, friend. But I'd imagine at this point he's handling his own shit, especially when it's a startup he's trying to create.
Seth Green.
They even give a rating on how many fake emails they catch based on sharks. So you had some jokes with massive hammerheads in the email signatures. Wow. I mean, so basically they're bragging what doing a basic email firewall would do.
That's funny. Ridiculous.
I mean, people gotta feel wanted, right?
Yeah, the things people do to make their jobs seem like they're relevant.
Well, I mean, in today's society, you never know. Especially with economic shit going on. Maybe I mean, that's their way of going, hey, we caught these.
Look
did
what
our
we
job,
caught.
do yours.
We did it. We saved the company yet again.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thankless task, we know.
Yes, celebrate us for the heroes we are. The security division. Oh, man.
We always have your back. We're like the Batman of the office.
Poor Yoji. Yoji, wait, you're dealing with these guys even now? It's 6 p.m. What, I wonder what Yoji's office hours are. I assume you'd be long gone at this point in the day.
I just also want to point out that Patton Oswalt probably killed his wife.
Oh, yeah, I forgot his wife. Didn't she die under mysterious circumstances?
I believe she committed suicide.
Didn't his wife...
I don't remember if the whole thing was she used prescription meds he had or not.
Damn, dude. That's sad. Didn't she help kill the didn't she help solve the Golden State Killers?
Yeah, and then he ended up because she died before, pass away before it finished. I think he ended up helping finish it for her to get it released.
Good for him.
Was it an aneurysm? Maybe I'm wrong. Whoops.
I thought it was an OD, if I remember correctly.
I could be wrong. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Her death was due to effects of multiple prescriptions. Yeah, OD.
It was an OD. Now I wonder, but the argument always goes: was it an accidental OD, or was she taking a Xanax and decided to take
was it on purpose? Did she Heath Ledger it?
Because I think some people just don't know that you're not supposed to take Xanax with a glass of wine and then down it with some pain pills, because that's a suicide cocktail.
I'm just gonna say though, like, it's not a good look in my opinion when your wife passes away in April 21st, 2016, and then I'm seeing articles, where was it? How Patton Oswalt found love with Meredith Salinger, and that's dated November 5th, 2017.
Who's that?
I think she's a professor and author.
Hey, baby, I'm back on the market.
A year later, he was married to her.
Wow, a year? He remarried in a year?
Yeah, a year later. A year and a few months. April 2016 to November 2017 is when that article was written. I don't know when they got married, though. It was within that year, I think within 2017, though.
McNamara died in her sleep on April 21st, 2016 in her family Los Angeles home. According to the autopsy report released by Online, her death was due to the effects of multiple prescription drugs, including Adderall, Xanax, and the pain medication fentanyl. I knew she was fucking mixing, dude.
I mean, here's my kind of thing. Like, you're prescribed certain things, and I think when you're like, my brother is on multiple. And he understands not to fuck with his own dosage. And I think if you've been on these things for a certain period of time, you understand. I was on them myself. You understand what you're doing.
Oh, you know what's up.
If you're abusing them, you're abusing. It is what it is. Now, that is not to say there is potential for abusing them accidentally, i.e. you start with 30 for the month and that's perfect, and then 30 actually only lasts you 10 days. That sort of thing. with that said, if you're on high, like if you're on psychotropics and benzos and shit, the understanding is from the get-go it's risky. You have a pretty volatile mix, which that's why they tell you not to drink with them and shit. Like,
hey, Bart Ross. Yeah, can one OD on Xanax? You probably. How much would you have to take to OD on Xanax? I know withdrawal from benzos can be a fucking nightmare and kill you. Or at least that's what I've read. Or been told. It's incredibly hard. So what is it about mixing them with other things that makes it more deadly? Barbiturates were the problem. That's why we don't use them anymore.
That's not entirely true, though. Benzos mixed with the wrong thing can elicit death in some cases.
Mixing benzos.
You know, like benzos and Vicodin and benzos and like.
Mixing Suboxone.
I don't know what oxycodone would do, but.
Mixing Suboxone and benzos.
What's Suboxone?
Mixing benzos and cocaine. Is it safe?
Oof. I think just stick with the coke.
The dangers of mixing Klonopin and Xanax.
Okay, I mean,
dangers of mixing alcohol.
You're a psychiatrist, but what you're saying is benzos mixed with the wrong things won't elicit anything? Like,
dangers of mixing alcohol and benzos. Dangers of mixing alcohol.
No, I'm not saying just benzos. I'm saying mixing them with the wrong thing can elicit death, not just taking a benzo.
The common misuse of benzodiazepines is a combination with opioids or alcohol. Mixing benzodiazepine and alcohol to heighten effects of both substances is extremely unsafe for various reasons, the most serious of which is the potential risk of coma or lethal overdose. In addition, since both substances are depressants, which can depress your central nervous system to dangerously low levels, misusing them together increases your chances of bodily harm, dangerous behavior, and possible death. Is that not true, Bard?
No, he was saying his benzos on their own won't do that, but if you mix them, it's the mixing agent you utilize that'll get you.
What's up, buddy?
So alcohol, like an like that.
It's a pretty straightforward deal. So it's not about the mixing of the benzos is the thing. It's that the benzos basically increase your vulnerability to things that actually will depress your central nervous system. So while they are a central nervous system depressant themselves, they have sort of an asymptotic effect on the receptors, like basically how they act. They work in like a pulsatile manner. And so barbiturates used to have a very similar reaction, but they were more like alcohol, where you kind of like cross this threshold and then you get fucked. So they have what we call like a narrow therapeutic window. So alcohol has a similar mechanism of action on the nervous system itself, but it has the way that it's eliminated from the body is different. So whenever you sort of like prime it with benzos, then it's the alcohol that kills you. And then the same with opiates. Opiates are really bad because they will, and it's the point where you will basically, it's the point that your diaphragm stops working and then you go into respiratory depression. Like that's the thing that'll kill you.
Do the benzos slow the system down so much that the other substances are just like super potent in them, or?
Yeah, for the most part. So the benzos won't, which is why we use them now.
Right.
So you'll get the like ataxia, like the kind of loss of balance. You'll get the sleeping and like the sedating effects. But that's why we give benzos to people who are about to withdraw from alcohol. Is because the alcohol. So instead of giving them the alcohol, which is more dangerous, you can give them a cleaner drug that will increase the seizure threshold, because what your body does is it upregulates all of these excitatory transmitters to balance out the fact that you're drinking so much.
Is it kind of like methadone with heroin type thing? Harder shit, or
no, not
methadone in its own right a fucking like a pretty terrible thing.
No, so methadone has a different mechanism of action where it's a partial agonist. So it has sort of like it's weird. Basically, how it binds the receptors is different. So it doesn't like fully. So it kind of has like a ceiling as far as like how much activation you can get. Yeah. So the deal is with alcohol is you have two major neurotransmitters. There's GABA and then there's glutamine. And the GABA one is more of inhibitory, so it kind of slows the nervous system down. The glutamine is excitatory. And so what happens is if you drink enough alcohol, your body actually upregulates more of those excitatory ones so that you can function. And so then if you stop inhibiting with the alcohol, then you have an excess of excitatory, and that's how you get delirium tremens and seizures and things like that, and the things that will kill you basically by like over-activating your sympathetic nervous system. And so anyway, the whole thing there is benzos by themselves are very, very clean as far as the ability to overdose. So what I was getting at is like people who do try to because unfortunately one of the like chief complaints that we get a bunch in my department is suicide attempts. And a lot of people try to take pills because they think, hey, like if I take one pill, it makes me feel this way. If I take multiple, I essentially get high and I start feeling this. If I take 20, surely it'll do the trick. Well, it's because it has that sort of asymptotic relationship that it's very hard to OD on it. So it's the mixing is like, even if you mix.
What happens if like, let's say you just took 20, like what is the outcome if not?
You just like are really, really, really sedated. Like you'll sleep for a long time, but like you'll still be breathing as long as you don't vomit. Like if you don't lose like tone and you vomit and like choke on your secretion. So if you just like turn them on their side, they're fine. Yeah. So if they are going to be harmed from it, it's aspiration, which is usually alcohol, because that actually like triggers some of the emetic effects of the vomiting.
Booze is really fucking destructive.
Yeah, booze is terrible for you.
Shit.
It's like really bad. It's surprisingly bad. But yeah, so the whole deal there is people will try to overdose on a lot of things, and it's incredibly difficult. Just as a like fun fact, if people want to like, I don't know, bore people at parties and pretend they're Ross, firearms have a 98% chance of working.
Yeah.
Attempted poisoning, quote unquote, overdoses have a 2%, so they're inverse.
What if I ate 30 Twinkies?
I mean, again, like the most damage that would probably do would be if you have
diabetes.
Yeah, if you have diabetes, you could potentially like have a diabetic crisis, or if you just make yourself sick and throw up and then you choke on it.
Oh man, death by Twinkie.
Water can mess you up.
That woman died. Remember?
Yeah, it's a big
What's it
problem.
called? It's hydro. God, there's a specific term where you death by water.
Yeah, basically what it does is it flushes out all of your electrolytes, and then you get an arrhythmia, and your heart will stop.
Water intoxication.
I mean, how much water do you have to drink for that to happen?
A lot, but at the same time, like it's was it hyperhidrosis? Is that it?
Hyperhydration, hyperhidrosis, water intoxication is basically what it's called.
You would have to be basically not exerting any energy though, as well, right? Like you do nothing but. No, really?
No, I mean, and so yeah, I mean, so it's an issue that we have here. People come in, and if they have to be NPO, which is like not having anything by mouth, you have to give them the proper type of IV fluids. That's why we use something like normal saline, because so usually it's a matter of sodium because what sodium does is sodium basically drives how much water you have. It's not really a salt content thing. The sodium, the water follows the sodium. If you guys remember, like how osmosis works and everything like that. And so when sodium starts to get fucked up, then you can start pulling water out of the cells, and then other types of ions will start to adjust. And so, like the big one that's a problem is potassium. Potassium has kind of a narrow level that we like it to be in, and it can mess you up pretty bad if it goes one way or the other.
Oh, I forgot I had a question. Sorry, go on.
No, it's all good. And there's stuff like that. And like if people come in and they're dehydrated, you'd think that you would just want to like give them a bunch of water. But if you correct their sodium too fast, you basically open up the floodgates because the water will like try to rush in and balance out with it. And you can actually, there we go. And you can put, you guys know like the whole like locked in syndrome, where basically people are like awake, but they're like,
yes.
Yeah. Basically you can, it's a Pontine demyelization, but basically you engorge and then like strip their brain stem so that they basically like are just gone. So it's a really bad deal. But yeah, because of that, like you have to be careful as far as like how quickly you correct your electrolytes. And so the deal
we
is
are so frail.
Yeah, man, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Bard, why are we so frail, dude?
I don't know, man. And honestly, like no, dude, this is like a real thing. So, when I grew up, we used to do some dumb shit, and it was funny because we had all the near misses. Well, now that I work where I work, I don't see the near misses anymore because you don't go to the hospital if you don't get impaled.
Right. You see the misses.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the ones that they did a skateboard trick and it's not like, oh shit, you were 2 inches away from that like piece of rebar sticking out of that concrete. Bro. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I can't tell you how many times you're like, oh, you almost got that thing. Ha ha ha. Let's do it again.
Unfortunately, I am one of those kids that succeeded a lot, but failed once and almost lost my eyeball.
Oof.
Yeah, I took one of those little orange airsoft BBs right to the eye. Bruised eyeball, scratched cornea, eye patch for a couple weeks, lots of pain.
Yeah, dude. And the eyes, man. Oh, goddamn. Eyes are nasty because if they get fucked up, there's body. Like a really.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, well, there's. Yeah, if one of them gets like infected, because of the way that like neurons are protected from the immune system, they're sort of a separate thing.
That's right.
It'll spread to the other eye, and then you lose both. So a lot of times, if you get like really bad damage to one eye, they have to completely take it out and then put you on like steroids and shit to keep it from like sympathetically like spreading to the other eye.
I was lucky. I had no infections or anything, and last doctor I had checked didn't even see the scarring anymore, so that was good.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You're the eyeball.
See, that's the thing is we're very frail. Like we can, but I mean, you think about it, dude. Like think about how long like machines with as much wear and tear as we put on it, how long they last. Like the fact that we can keep ourselves going is pretty good. So like we have the capacity to heal a lot. Yeah. Like I mean, I've seen some people on like. I'm not talking like death's door, like, oh man, I saw this dude and he looked like that. I'm talking like they were about to kick the bucket, and then
how
like.
How far are we away from like vessels that can just regenerate and heal us like in the movies? I want to get to that.
It's
2,000 years.
Not.
Yeah, I want to get to Prometheus. That's where I want to get.
Yeah. So the big problem with that is when you start talking about like regenerative capacity, basically it's how close something is to a stem cell. And you know what's really close to a stem cell? Malignant tumors. So
that's cloning is what we should be looking for, so we have spare parts.
Yeah, basically.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing, because what happens is you have these different cells, and they decide that they're going to become a certain class, and then they'll specialize their build and everything like that. And going backwards is fine a little bit, but then if you keep going backwards, then you think that you're like trying to grow an entire body, and that's how you grow a tumor. So basically, like, cancers are what we call undifferentiated cells. So they start to like go backwards and start to resemble like progenitor cells, like of a shared origin.
Whoa.
So that's why we don't push too hard on the like stem cell healing thing, is because you got to be careful with it. But then there are certain things like skin where it's already kind of got that regenerative capacity to it. So like it's a very resistant cell type. So things like that like are like easier to do stem cell things with. Neurons are much more different, because neurons basically stop like replicating pretty early in the process. So basically like the things with the highest turnover tend to be the most resilient types of cells. And they're the easier ones to like develop like healing property kind of like therapies for. Things that aren't designed to take a bunch of insult, those start getting a little bit dangerous.
Wow.
All that being said, so there's a little like, other than that tangent, what I wanted to get on is just say like, yeah, the capability of ODing is actually very difficult to do. People try to do it all the time.
Just benzos themselves.
On just benzos themselves, and even people who do try to like slightly mix with the intention of killing themselves usually don't work.
So
usually,
essentially, like you have to try to kill yourself with prescription,
or you have to be on something that's like fentanyl.
Fentanyl, strong.
Very narrow. Yeah, dude. Like very, very like. So that's the thing. Adderall, you're not really going to do anything, and in fact, like balancing out Adderall with Xanax is going to keep a lot of the negative things that could happen with Adderall, because Adderall would basically like you'd get problems with like overstimulation, and then you'd have problems like your heart's beating so fast that it actually isn't getting enough time to fill up and push enough blood. So it kind of has this like weird paradoxical effect on it. But yeah, if you're slowing down your sympathetic nervous system with something like a depressant, you balance that out.
According to this, it was a combination of things. I guess she had a undiagnosed heart defect on top of taking Adderall, Xanax, and fentanyl were amongst her medications.
Dude, that does not sound like a good cocktail to me, friend.
And see, to me, like, I don't really see much like the Adderall. The only thing that might be a problem with the Adderall, because it's being balanced out by the others, would be if it basically kept her awake long enough to take things that otherwise would have shut her down early. Like, that's the problem with something like Four Loko. When you would normally pass out, you can keep drinking and get a toxic effect because you're still awake. So that's the only thing I can think of from the Adderall, is being able to like continue if she was like taking multiple things on top of it. But I mean, honestly, it was probably the fent, and then like there was a little bit of like the Xanax definitely didn't help. But yeah, it probably like if you were to be looking at that, like she would have had to have cranked a ton of each of those if it was truly like a mixture.
Yeah.
Like she would have had to slam back a fuck ton of the other two in order to balance out the fact that like it was probably mostly the fentanyl, you know. And the report was likely, because you can't differentiate, it probably just reported what was in her system. Like that was probably just the full tox report.
Wow.
Yeah, it also doesn't really go into like how much the heart defect came into play either.
Yeah.
So you have to imagine a fair amount.
Yeah. I mean, the heart defect would have been something with the Adderall, and you'd think that if she'd taken it before, like you would have had more of a like a warning sign kind of buildup. Like whenever you have like chest pain and stuff like that, that's not like just an acute like thrombus in the like the widowmaker, the left anterior descending. When you don't have something like that, and you have more like what we call demand ischemia, which is what would have happened with the Adderall, where you're not able to supply the like demand that the muscle's putting on it. It's kind of like whenever you get like the lactic acid buildup when you're like, you know, working out and you get the sort like that like burn because you're going into an anaerobic state. It's basically like that for your heart. So something like that normally doesn't like knock somebody out unless it's just like, so fentanyl though, fentanyl's an easy one to mess up. So yeah, so that's a little, it's a little pharmacology.
I lost a neighbor to the not over-the-counter variety. Laced into his product.
Can't get high on your own supply, man.
Shit.
Yeah, no, well, this was a case, oddly enough, he was in jail, and then he was released because of overcrowding from COVID, came back to his account having a $1,400 government check in it, and went ham.
I'll do it.
And I guess they found him surrounded by, like, weed and booze and H. He just kind of had a little self-party.
A goodbye party.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
Damn, dude.
Damn.
I had a buddy from high school who I used to play in bands with. He straight up OD'd on H. He died 3 years ago.
You know,
shit's serious out there with that H, man.
Yeah, Bard, don't try it, man.
Not planning to.
No, go the Lemmy route. Just stick to speed.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Yeah,
that and
amphetamines, Bard.
Yeah.
Your favorite.
Also, you guys might not know because I've been, you know, kind of AWOL off and on. So I got one of the like I got a new diagnosis, which is awesome. I'm starting to collect them. Yeah. And so I'm now on antipsychotics, which is great.
Oh, is it helping?
Huh?
Is it helping?
No. Oh yeah, but it's also like a very, 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 very low amount. Like, so to treat schizophrenia, we give 800. I'm on 25.
Oh,
so it's just like, yeah. But it's still. Like a balance of... Yeah. So yeah, basically, I started developing agoraphobia at the age of 33. Which was fucking like wild.
Now, do you think that was due to the pandemic and lockdowns and everything, or
no? It is due to primarily the structure of my job, the like hierarchy with the residents. So basically, I've had kind of I've had pretty bad social phobia my entire life, but I've like gotten around it. Like I've always had friends, and I've always been able to socialize decently well, but I've always like I could never like dance if there was like a high school dance or something. Like I could never like go out on the dance floor because of like fear of being like judged and rejected. And you get evaluations and everything at work, but like it's never a big deal. But the residents hate their lives so much, and they just shit on the like upper med students that are now like kind of interns essentially, and they write you these like nasty evals and everything. And so it's like the fact that my entire livelihood is based on, because I'm older, I'm 33. I turned 34 today.
Congrats.
But I'm in
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's awful. I got one foot in the grave. But
yeah,
being told by like 27-year-olds who've never had like a real job in their life, like lecturing me about shit is it's rough because
Is there like a clique and shit that's formed too?
No, it's more just that they hate their lives, and so they just shit on the person below them. It's just a real hierarchy, and it's the fact that like I can't like all of my performance is based on like their subjective evaluation of me.
I remember, yeah, you chatted that in there the other day.
Yeah, and it sucks. So what happened was basically I just started developing this like fear of rejection from them, because like my entire like matching to residency is like a really awful process, and it's like makes no goddamn sense. And if I'd known it, I never would have gone into this field. But it's like you don't apply for it like normal jobs. Yeah, so anyway, it was so bad that I started having daily panic attacks. The thing about agoraphobia is it's actually more about being afraid of being in a public place where you can't escape if you have a panic attack. So I like stopped leaving the house, stopped driving, like couldn't get on planes, like anything like that. So I was like housebound because of these like daily panic attacks, and so like they had to like put me on antipsychotics in order to like break the cycle.
Shit.
And so like, yeah, dude. So my job like forced me into this like very bizarre like mental state where I'm like, yeah. So it's fucking wild. So I mean, it's like cool from a intellectual standpoint because I'm, you know, I now know what my patients go through, but like wasn't expecting that to happen in my mid 30s. Like just all of a sudden being like, yep, I can't drive because I'm afraid that like my body will start freaking out.
Wow. Damn. But you make it sound so sexy, Bard. That's the thing. You really...
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, it sounds hot when you say it.
Yeah.
Wait, what about Peloton?
Get a Peloton. You can, at the comfort of your home, you can travel.
Yeah, listening to Bard talk about his crippling agoraphobia, it makes me hard. I can't speak for you guys, but I'm fucking bricked up right now.
Mike has once again gone from 6 to 12.
Alexa, what's the definition for bricked up?
The word breakup is usually defined as to separate,
Oh.
scatter. By the way, you have a
didn't
new
work.
notification.
No.
Do you want to hear it?
No, I don't. Get out of here.
Alexa's like, do you still want to continue searching at panties for men?
Manties? I wasn't looking for no manties.
It's the newest crave, manties. All the Hollywood stars.
Oh
are
my
doing it,
god,
even
dude. She
Chris
just...
Pratt.
Do you hear her? She said I could help you order all kinds of things. Alexa, stop.
I can help you take over your life. Kill them. Kill
You're
them.
you're about to order me manties in my Amazon cart.
Ooh, you'll thank me later.
I share that with the missus. She's gonna have questions.
Petite.
She's like, petite lace manties? What are these?
She'll have questions, and then you just walk out of the bedroom in front of them wearing them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. The questions will cease after she gets a load of me and my fresh manties.
Especially if you get the thong variety.
After I pull the Tom Cruise and Risky Business, except in my manties.
Yeah, if you thought Borat was sexy, wait until you see a pair of manties.
B Charmer says, "Don't let them ever break your spirit."
That's hard when they like literally control like your entire career. We have people who finished in like the top 10 of our graduating class who didn't match to residency. Like it's that janky of a process. Yeah. So it's like you could have invested like over a decade of training and then just not get a job because you get one shot. You shoot it once. You submit your like your preferences for residency, and then like there's a single day where everyone finds out where they go, and if you didn't get it, you're like you don't have a job.
So like, what is? Let's say you wanted to get the fuck out of there. What options you got? I mean, you're a smart, qualified guy, I'm sure.
And that's the problem. Is basically they like the entire system is really forced to is built to force you into this state where like really you can't do anything else. Like you can't really do much with an MD if you don't have a license to practice medicine.
Ooh.
You can't do anything with 3/4 of an MD at all, because it's such a specialized field that like there's not really any job opportunity. Like there are some people who can like go into consulting and everything, but it's a hard sell. And so like even getting into med school, they want you to have no backup plan. So you're supposed to be this like very high functioning, intelligent, capable person. It would make sense that you have like contingencies in place. Like if I don't get in, you know, I'll get a job doing X, or I'll do some research or anything. They don't want, like, they will literally filter people out. They want you to tell them, like, I will sacrifice something here if you let me get into med school. Like, this is all I want.
I'll never wear my manties again.
Yeah, no, seriously, man. They made me swear off film. Like, I used to be a film guy. They would not let me mention.
You hate cinematography now.
Yeah, no, seriously. They were like, well, do you ever want to go back? I was like, I left an entire career to do this and took on like a huge amount of debt. I'm here, dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, they create this environment where you're kind of fucked, and they keep filling up classes for med school, but they don't make more residencies. So
it's Scientology for medicine.
It is. It 100% is. And it's in order to like maintain this artificial aristocracy, so that basically we let the wealthy live forever and let the poor people die. It's like honestly designed to promote that kind of behavior. So,
well, on that terrible disappointment, I have to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go too. It's been about 3.5 hours. Matt, where are you going?
Bart, I gotta go grill some hamburguesas and hot dogs because it's 100 fucking degrees out. Why not, right?
Shout out to Nerditude. Everybody go give Nerdy a follow.
Bart, I always love our conversations. I hope you.
Agreed, Bart.
I hope things start getting a little bit on the more positive for you there,
man.
Yeah,
I hope you're okay, baby. I mean, or you get okay.
Yeah, no, I'm good now. It was just a weird little like month of independent research into.
I don't normally do this, but I'll send you a tit pic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you need it, just for
That'll
you.
cheer him up.
Yeah, totally.
No, don't do it. It'll make his agoraphobia worse.
Don't do opiates, everyone. Have a nice day.
Don't do it. No, say no to fentanyl. Goodbye, everybody.
We need the NBC The More You Know on that one.
Wait, hang on. I'll drop that.